Good morning, my beautiful little tapelings. It's time now for tapes. Hey everybody, I definitely still need to text my barber. I'm going to do that. Hold on. Remind me in 30 minutes to text my barber. Okay, great. Welcome everybody. Hi. I text my barber all the time. Yeah, it's Monday. Howdy. Welcome. Good to see you all here. I just rolled out of bed and got a shower. And I don't want the headset to screw up my hair while it's wet. These are things that I don't like having to think about, which is why I need a haircut. Anyway. Did I get steam? Like Peter Gabriel steam? Like steam in the shower? Steam? Shower steam. Yes, thank you. I don't need to be given steam because I already received it. This morning, we're gonna watch some tapes. We're gonna watch, I guess, whatever you want to watch or not. Maybe I'll think of something. We still have Inside the California Missions that I pulled out the other day and we never watched. And then I grabbed one of our last Unicorn Video cartoon tapes, Woody Woodpecker. Which would you like to start with while I go and get coffee? Cartoons? Some good old cartoons? Yeah, all right. So let me get this rolling. This is my favorite part about these Unicorn Video ones. You can tell they were all like stored together in direct sunlight on a shelf because the front is fine, the back is fine, this side is fine. But then when you flip it over to the other spine, Woody is not doing so hot. Okay, this one, let's find it. Woody Woodpecker. Wacky Wood. Oh, Wacky Woody. I guess I just mistyped that. All right. This includes Land of the Lost, Gabby 3-Wind Cleaning, Pigs in a Pouch, and Pantry Picnic. And hey, we got a train. We do, in fact, we have been given Steam. And also a 6-month resub from Brina. Thank you, Brina. And holy hell, we have 7 months from Lost Vagabond. 7 months. It's hard to believe. I also like how the like JPEG of Woody Woodpecker that they put on here doesn't quite match the background color. It's pretty classic Unicorn Video stuff. So okay, let me do more things to set up that I did not do pre-stream. Gotta open up my VCR OBS. Great. Don't update. And let's pop this bad boy in the old VCR. Woody Woodpecker in the classic, cheap as hell, you can't even see the reels Unicorn Video cartridge. Oh, this one's a Dave Fleischer. Okay, wait. Is there more tape on here?
Sir Jackknife?
No. This one was rewound to the start of the tape, but there's more. They did not. They didn't dub the program onto the tape at the start. There's like minutes and minutes of nothing at the beginning of the tape before it gets to the cartoons. Let's fix that. Swing cleaning. Oh, nope. Swing cleaning is one from a different tape that we watched. But maybe they just constantly overwrote these. I don't know. Is this even going to be Woody Woodpecker? This is swing cleaning again. Wait. So there was Woody Woodpecker, Land of the Lost, Pigs in a Pouch, Pantry Picnic, and then this Gabby cartoon, Swing Cleaning, which has been labeled as 3 Wind Cleaning, is now also on this tape for some reason. We already watched this very recently. You may remember it. It's the quality of the dub onto VHS was just as bad. Gabby is a lunatic who whistles and sings and oh, thanks. Sorry, I appreciate that. I didn't. I don't have my headphones on. Because I just want to be able to put this mic down and go make myself a cup of coffee while the kids watch cartoons. But now I gotta find the right cartoon for y'all. How's everybody doing? How you having a good morning? It's the start of the week. I had a great weekend, but also one of those weekends where it's like constant social time. So I felt like I needed to sleep a lot this morning, so I did. Okay, what do we got now? Please be the damn woodpecker. Oh, I also didn't activate the tape. Well, here we go. What is an accidental rave? How does that happen? This tape was just that Gabby cartoon we've already seen. Wow. Can y'all hear the VCR? Oh my God, Unicorn Video, I hate you so much. All right, well, Richard Scarry then, I guess. Brad nominated Richard Scarry. That'll be a good cartoon. Anyway, I think we're done with Unicorn Video now. If I have that right. Unicorn. Yep, Woody Woodpecker was the last one. Woody Woodpecker. All right. So what Scarry do we have? Let's do the 30-minute Richard Scarry's best sing-along Mother Goose video ever. Or would you prefer Lily Breaks a Leg? Oh, and also, hey, thank you. We have 1,000 bits from Jess. How about a Dealer's Choice song to make up for that tape? Let's see what we got here. In the meantime, we have 30-minute Richard Scarry or 48-minute Richard Scarry, which would be Lily Breaks a Leg. So, sound off. What do you want to see? What do we have for Clippies? Oh, man. Oh, I have so many tabs open. Hey, Brad, thank you for gifting a sub to Sapphire Becca. That's very nice of you. Let's see. This is much harder to do without the headset. I'm so glad I got the headset. Okay, my dealer's choice song is going to be Time to Make a Card.
I like making cards. Now that I've gotten started using Ed Emberley's hints, I can put feelings on faces and draw characters that seem to be moving. Now I can make pictures that really fit the occasion.
Someone's birthday, wedding invitation. Time to make
Okay, and I'm gonna go grab Mother Goose.
Groundhog
Scarry.
Day or any celebration. Gotta make a card. Get well, thank you. Cards for every season. Christmas, New Year's, any kind of reason. Think of all the people you'll be pleasing when you make a card. Cards for uncles, aunts, and all your cousins. Time to make a card. Grandmas, grandpas, babies by the dozens. Gotta make a card. My sister passed a driving test. My good friend just moved out west. You made the team, wow, I'm impressed. Hope you like my card.
I really want to edit this. So it just said, yeah, my sister passed. Gotta make a card.
Your words and drawings being there will tell them that you love them. Whoa, get well soon. Hope you're feeling better. Here's a little card. Picnic Sunday, here's the sunny weather. Gotta make a card. My drawing's done, it looks just right. It's going in the mail tonight. I'm sorry that we had that fight. Time to mail, got to send, sure like making cards.
Whoa, they had separate. Oh no. The VCR is unhappy, but that's fine. Sometimes it does that. That is the sound of Richard Scarry's best sing-along Mother Goose video ever being rewound. Yeah. Thank you, Jess, for that song. I'm glad to have a chance to hear those Ed Emberley songs again and expose more people to them. Make a Card is a great song. We're going to see if Richard Scarry's tape survives the rewinding process. And in the meantime, let's see what we're in for. Join Huckle the Cat. Oh, sorry, Huckle Cat on his adventure through Mother Goose Land. Huckle is looking for his old friend Lollyworm, and along the way he meets lots of new friends like Old Mother Hubbard, Little Miss Muffet, Wee Willie Winky, and even Mother Goose herself. Children will love singing along with these classic nursery rhymes, including Mary Had a Little Lamb, Hey Diddle Diddle, Old King Cole, and many more. That's, boy, it's really going there. Let's just play this and make sure it works. Sorry, it was unkind.
Where that Mary went, Mary went.
Okay, it's fine. Sometimes the sounds are just, the sounds don't mean anything bad. They're just, the VCR is feeling a little grindy. It's singing to us. All right. I think we're at the beginning. Let's clear the tape counter. Let's go full screen. Let us activate the tape. And we are now in for a fully animated treat. Love Random House Video. Mary loves her lamp. Everywhere that Mary went, that lamp was sure to go.
Richard Scarry's best sing-along Mother Goose video ever.
Oh, and sorry, the music. I gotta switch back to the headset.
Welcome to Busy Town. It's bedtime. The end of another busy day. Time for all the children.
Okay, so this
to
looks
go to
like it's
sleep.
working,
It's bedtime in Huckle's house,
which is
too.
great.
Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating a
So I gotta, first of all, I just have to like start making oatmeal in the pressure cooker and boil some water. So I'll be back in a few minutes. And then I'll have to leave again to make the coffee. Then I'll have to
That's
leave
enough
again to
Mother
get the
Goose for
oatmeal when
tonight.
it's done cooking.
It's time to go to sleep, my little Huckle. Sweet
Welcome to the
dreams.
interactive
But I don't want to go to
Alex's
sleep without
breakfast
Loli.
experience.
Can we look for him some more?
I'll be in chat,
I'm
and I'll be
sure
right back.
Loli is around here somewhere, Huckle. I'll find him later, but right now it's time for you to go to sleep.
Just one more song, please.
Okay, just one more. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have this wish I wish tonight.
I wish I may, I wish I might have this wish I wish tonight. I wish I could find Loli. I wish I could find Loli. Where am I? This doesn't look like Busy Town. I wonder if Loli is here. Loli! Loli, where are you? Well, I guess I better start looking for him.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Hi,
Hello.
do you want to come and play with us?
Okay. Maybe just for a little while.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Take the key and lock him up, lock him up, lock him up. Take the key and lock him up, my fair lady.
That was fun.
Let's play again.
I'd like to, but now I better go look for my friend Loli Worm. He's lost. Can you tell me where I am? I think I'm lost too.
Why, you're in Mother Goose Land.
Mother Goose Land?
Yes, it's the nicest place to be. Why don't you stay and play with us some more?
I really must find Loli. Have you seen him?
What does he look like?
Well, he kind of looks like like Loli Worm.
No, we haven't seen him. Sorry.
I guess I'll have to keep looking. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Loli! Loli, where are you?
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, Mary went, Mary went. Everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Now, Fluffy, you can't go with me to school today. You stay here and be good while I'm gone, okay? It followed her to school one day, school one day, school one day. It followed her to school children laugh and play, laugh and play, laugh and play. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school.
Mary, I'm afraid you'll have to take that lamb home again.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, you can bring her in just this once. We'll make her your show and tell for today.
Excuse me, have you seen my friend Lowly Worm?
Is he in kindergarten?
Not yet.
Then I'm afraid I haven't seen him. Why don't you try asking Old Mother Hubbard? She lives just down the road.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Lowly, Lowly.
Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to fetch her poor dog a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none. Oh. She went to the fishmonger's to buy him some fish, but when she came back, he was licking the dish. She went to the grocer's to buy him some fruit, but when she came back, he was playing the flute. She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes, but when she came back, he was reading the news. Look, Gerald, there's a big sale on bones. Yes?
Hello, my name is Huckle. I was wondering if you might have seen my friend, Lowly Worm.
Lowly Worm? Lowly Worm? What does he look like?
Well, he kind of looks like Lowly Worm, I guess.
Let's see. I didn't see him at the grocer's or the cobbler's. No, I guess I didn't see him. Sorry. I'd help you look for him, but I have to go down to the butcher shop. They're having a big sale on bones. Goodbye.
Oh, well. I guess I'll just have to keep looking. Lowly! Lowly!
Fred! Ginger! Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and doesn't know where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them. Sheep! Oh, sheepies, where are you?
Lowly! Lowly, where are you?
Ooh! Have you seen my sheep? I seem to have lost them, and I don't know where to find them.
I've lost my friend Lowly, and I don't know where to find him either.
Maybe they're behind that bush.
I guess not.
Sheep, oh sheepies, where are you?
Lowly, where are you?
Well, they're not here. Maybe they're over in that field. I'll go look there. Why don't you go look up the road?
Okay. I hope you find your sheep.
I hope you find your friend. Come home, you naughty little sheep. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and doesn't know where to find them. Isabella! Ferdinand! Leave them alone and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them. Sheep!
Lowly! Lowly!
Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. The little dog laughed to see such sport.
That cow can jump.
And the dish ran away with the spoon.
Lowly! Oops!
Oh, excuse us.
We're kind of in a rush. We're late for dinner.
Gee, I wonder if I'll ever find Lowly.
Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. A spider! Run for your life!
Maybe that spider has seen Loli.
I don't know why Miss Muffet has a problem with me. I'm really a very nice fellow.
I'm sure you are.
You look lost, my boy. Can I help you?
I'm looking for my friend, Loli Worm. Have you seen him go past here?
No, but I did see all the king's horses and all the king's men run by. I guess Humpty Dumpty must have fallen off the wall again.
Thanks anyway. Bye.
Ta-ta!
Loli! Loli! Gee, it's getting late. There must be someone who knows where Loli is.
Hickory-dickory-dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down. Hickory-dickory-dock. Hickory-dickory-dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 2, the mouse said, "Woo!" Hickory-dickory-dock. Hickory-dickory-dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 3. The mouse said, "Whee!" Hickory-dickory-dock. I've got to get this clock fixed.
I wonder if there's anyone home.
Three little kittens, they lost their mittens and they began to cry.
Oh, mother dear, we sadly fear our mittens we have lost.
What? Lost your mittens? You naughty kittens, then you shall have no pie.
Meow, 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 meow.
No, you shall have no pie.
What's the matter? Can I help?
Have you seen our mittens?
We've lost them.
Again.
No, I'm sorry. I haven't seen them. Have you seen my friend Loli? I've lost him.
I don't think so.
We're not very good at finding things.
All we do is lose things.
Are those your mittens over there?
Oh, look, you found our mittens.
Yay!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The three little kittens, they found their mittens and they began to cry.
Oh, mother dear, see here, our mittens we have found.
What? Found your mittens? You clever kittens, then you shall have some pie.
Purr, 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 purr. Oh, let us have some pie.
Thank you for finding their mittens. Would you like a piece of pie?
No, thanks. What I would like is to find my friend, Loli Worm. Have you seen him?
Lonely Worm. No, I can't say I've met anyone by that name. Why don't you try talking to Little Boy Blue? You'll find him over there by that haystack. Perhaps he's seen your friend.
All right. I'll ask him. Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Now we'll have some pie. Someone get the place of yours.
Sheep. Oh, sheepies.
Loli!
Holy. Isabella. Ferdinand.
Loli!
Holy. Oh, hello again. I guess you haven't found your friend yet.
No. And you haven't found your sheep either, I see. I was just going over to ask Little Boy Blue if he's seen Loli. Maybe you could ask him about your sheep.
Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Where is the boy who looks after the sheep? He's under the haystack fast asleep.
sleep. Where have you been? I was so worried about you. You can't just run off like that. You have to tell me where you're going.
It looks like I'll never find Loli.
Okay, children, line up.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed
Corn
them
cow.
all soundly and put them to bed. She gave them some broth without any bread.
Hi, everyone.
Kissed them all soundly and put them to bed.
You all right? You all right?
Here's some soup, Bonnie.
Getting right cranked on the brown.
I'm Betsy.
Sorry, honey. Off to bed, dear.
I'm not one of your children.
Why? So you're not.
My name is Huckle, and I'm looking for my friend, Loli Worm. Have you seen him?
Lowly. Lowly. Is he one of my children?
No, I don't think so. He's a worm.
Then I definitely
The quiverful
haven't seen
movement has some
Maybe you
serious
should go to the town square
social perils.
and ask Wee Willie Winky.
such as
He
children
knows
not
where
knowing,
everybody
remembering who their
is.
children are.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, awesome. So you did it. Do you have to find a job now, or is that the easy part when you're getting into nursing?
Nightgown, rapping at the window, crying through the lock.
Being licensed is
Are the children all in bed for now? It's 8 o'clock.
you can like poke people
Excuse me?
without getting
Have you-
sued
Sorry,
for poking them.
I can't stop to talk. I have to make sure
That's
all the
a
children
privilege
are
that
in
most people
bed.
don't have.
Come to think of it, why aren't you in bed?
I can't
I
just
was
poke
in
a
bed,
hypodermic
but now
needle
I'm
into
looking for my
anybody.
friend Loli.
I
He's
can't just
lost.
take anybody's
That's
blood off
too
the street,
bad.
but you can.
I'd
You're a
like to
licensed
help you
nurse.
look for him, but I haven't finished my job here. Sorry. Goodbye. Lights out. It's 8 o'clock. Time for bed.
Oh, maybe the people in that big castle will know where Loli is.
Lily worm is a tapeworm, in fact. He was inside of you.
Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers three. Every fiddler had a fiddle, and a very fine
I
fiddle.
love the dancing animations here. This is Charlie Brown Christmas special level
Three,
dancing.
and merry we will be.
Oh, the spider is great. I love Flute Dog the best.
And a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers three.
Hey, Tech Capsule, thank you very much.
With King Cole and his fiddlers three.
A song of Becca's choice. That's an excellent idea. The list of possible choices.
Fun!
Of course it was fun.
be
That's
found
what
here.
we do in my castle. We have fun. Ho, ho, ho. Would you like to play
Give you
hide
steam.
and
All right, that was an easy choice.
Love to, but I need to find my friend Loli Worm.
I guess, yeah. You did
that
adorn your
fellow
graduation
very
cap with
long and
Peter
thin?
Gabriel from Steam.
Yes.
And wears a green hat
Yes!
and one shoe?
Yes, that's Loli!
Haven't seen him. But if I do see him, I'll tell him you're looking for him.
Well, goodbye.
But we haven't had our pie yet. Can't you stay for
This
a
king has
piece
such a
of
shit-eating grin on
pie?
his face after
I'd like to,
trolling
but I really have
Huckle.
to find Loli. Oops, this isn't the way out.
Come in, come in. You're just in time. You can help me take the pie in to the king. Get back in there, you. You're supposed to be a surprise.
Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king?
Oh, hello again. Have you found your friend yet?
No, and I've looked everywhere and asked everyone in Mother Goose Land, and nobody can help me.
Have you asked Mother Goose? If anyone can help you, it's Mother Goose herself.
Really?
Definitely. She knows everything that goes on in Mother Goose Land.
How do I find her?
Come
Wait,
with me.
why is this lion the king of Mother Goose Land?
Whenever you need
He's
Mother
just a
Goose,
figurehead.
all you
He's
have
just
to
a
do
puppet
is
for Mother
call
Goose.
her. Now, repeat after me. Higgledy-piggledy, pudding and pie.
Higgledy-piggledy, pudding and pie.
Come, Mother Goose, from out of the sky!
Oh, Mother Goose is their
Mother
god.
Goose, from out of the sky.
I see.
You called me?
Yes,
so
I guess
sparkly.
I did. Can you help me find my friend Lily Worm?
Of course, dear. We'll look for him together. Hop right on. Hold on tight.
Goodbye!
Goodbye, King Cole. Wow! It's the cow who jumped over the moon.
My, that was her highest jump yet.
Look, there's Wee Willie Winky.
All the children are in bed. Willie should be in bed too.
And there's little boy Blue. He finally woke up.
Now is the time he should be sleeping.
Look, the 3 little kittens. Oh no, they've lost their mittens again.
I'm sure they'll find them. They always do. And there's Mary's little lamb, fast asleep.
But where's Lowly?
There he is. There's Lowly.
Where is he? Where's Lowly? Where's Lowly? Where's Lowly?
He's right here, Huckle. We found him. He's been in the house all along.
Thanks, Mother Goose. I mean, Mom.
Lowly has been making you a surprise pie.
Wow! Thanks, Lowly.
Oh, look at him carry that pie all by himself.
We'll put it here tonight, and we'll all have a piece tomorrow.
Good night, Huckle. Sweet dreams.
Good night, Daddy.
Aw,
Baby, sleep.
Wormy Pizos.
My father
Piezos.
guards the sheep. My mother
Listen, they probably didn't want to pay Lily's voice actor for this.
dreamland tree, and from it falls
For one or two lines.
for thee. Sleep, baby, sleep. Sleep, baby, sleep.
Is Lily a child or an adult? He wasn't a child in preschool, but he's allowed to. He was, yeah, sometimes he's a child, but he gets a helicopter and a car. I think he's just like some sort of demigod in Busy Town. I have a question. Why is it? Yeah, 2 tapes. Woody Woodpecker was a bust, man. Have we seen this? We saw this promo last time,
You
right?
can visit all
Yeah.
your friends from Busy Town anytime with
computer.
Richard Scarry's best videos ever. In Richard
we did best
Scarry's
learning
best
songs video, right?
ABC video ever, Huckle and his friends are having a special day at school.
Now, is everyone
Oh yeah,
ready
some of
for
these have like
Alphabet
older
Day?
animation too.
Yes, Miss Honey.
Today, we're going to learn the whole
Yeah, we did best
alphabet.
learning songs video ever, and we did best
Z.
amusement park ever, which was 5 shorts. We got plenty of Richard Scarry for now. I mean, we have 2 more 48-minute tapes. We can actually stretch them out if we don't feel like watching 48 minutes of Richard Scarry at a time. Boy, that was fun. Sorry I was gone for most of it, but I got the gist. And it still felt very nostalgic for me, having grown up with Richard Scarry. My question is, what is the deal with birds in pies? Because there's 4 and 20 blackbirds baked into a pie, and then there's like stories and folk songs about birds coming to life inside of the pies because of Jesus. Have y'all heard that one? It's called Herod and the Cock. It's about King Herod. I guess it's the original Herod song. We can do Steam. Thank you to Tech Absol for 1,000 bits to celebrate Becca. Padawan Becca, that is, becoming a licensed nurse officially. Watch out for Padawan Becca. She'll take your blood. She's legally allowed to do it. Steam. I don't have stats for the, for when we play songs or clips. It's mostly a manual process, so I can't like look back and see how many times we've played Steam. But we've played Steam a lot. Also, this means Swiffer Sweeper will undoubtedly join us. I think I see in the background in the crowd the old man that's later used in the Peter Gabriel aging sequence as old Peter Gabriel. He's just jamming out back there. The Eiffel Tower is leaning. Only in the first shot. It's bent to the left. This really, if there was one video that we watch every goddamn time, this is a great one to watch because there's so many little details. All the ladies that are tearing him to pieces are older. This shot just makes me want to play Killer Instinct. Spicy breeze. Bedtime. Trying to read the magazine titles. Oh, very nice. The most drinkable Peter Gabriel yet. Crystal Gabe reel. Crystal PG. You can tell that the background in the train shot is just a JPEG that's scrolling by, like it's an N64 game. It was the early 90s, and they had to do a lot of these shots, so I do not blame them for not fully rendering everything. Okay, the bed in the background like transitions to having the covers pulled down for some reason. It's really a shame that Peter Gabriel didn't use his actual body at the time in this commercial, or this music video. A 1,000 bits from J-Spook. Let's witness some eyes with the Eyewitness theme song. All right, let's do it. It's gonna break. This is more than I can take. Oh yeah. I need steam. Feel the steam. Oh my. Oh, that's a real thing? I saw the screenshot posted in Discord, but I thought it was a Photoshop. Someone actually made the Peter Gabriel chair in Gary's mod. Amazing. Also, is he singing words at this point, or is this just Gabriel Lee's? He does, like at the beginning of Sledgehammer, for example, he does a lot of like scat singing that he just calls Gabriel Lee's. Okay, and then we wanted Eyewitness, courtesy of Jace. Thank you, Jace. Goodbye, Russian viewers. I still want a full Eyewitness soundtrack, because there's like music within the programs, like background music that's really good. I'm sorry, the one I got the clip of is not a Bill Butt. That'll have to be a surprise for when we watch more Eyewitness tapes. All right. My question for you now, folks, is what would you like to watch presently? I have Inside the California Missions. I'm curious about this one. But if there are other ideas for right now, I'm open to them. It's been a while since I've just looked through this on stream. Something cold. We do have more cartoons. We have this like proto Hard Hat Harry. We have Blinky Bill. We have another Noozles. We have Seabert to get into. Pretty Piggies. The Little Fox. The Great Sunrise Balloon Race. There's actually a lot of cartoon stuff that's not Unicorn Video that we can watch. The Maurice Sendak library looks really, really good, like a primo feature presentation kind of thing to build a stream around. Siebert or Animal Antics? We're gonna have some good Christmas material 5 months from now. Oh, the Grand Canyon with Telly Savalas. That's been there forever. Wait, we have another There Goes a Bulldozer. The Big Plane Trip has been there forever and is quite requested. Yeah, we really do need to speedrun some bad tapes. I still really want to watch Pure Danger. The thing is, I think there's nudity, like brief B-movie nudity in Pure Danger. But I don't know that for a fact. And if we just don't make a big deal out of it, maybe it'll be okay. All right. I don't want to watch it myself. That's too much time. Let's see. Screened, unscreened, random. Ooh, the Mormon promotional tape. I'm overwhelmed by options right now, so I think if you want to nominate something. All right, let me just pull with some of the stuff that I've seen in chat. So tape. Baby Dr. U, Yellowstone, Animal Antics. There go. Okay. Yeah, Deb called out Airplane 169. So we'll do that. So 1 minute poll. There's 4 options. Just don't think about it too hard. Just vote with your heart. Yeah, I mean, we just watched cartoons, so that's why I'm not hot on Siebert right now. But I could do Siebert soon. Let's see, Baby Doctor and You, Part 2, a helpful guide for new mothers during that all-important first year. Then there is Airplane. No, Plane. The Big Plane Trip, 169. Experience what it's like to fly on a big plane. Fly with the pilots in the cockpit. Oh, this looks great. Learn how airplanes work. Special bonus, a child's mini tour of Switzerland. Hey, it's a tie. We're going to watch both of them. I really want a child's mini tour of Switzerland, including an antique toy museum, chocolate factory, medieval castle, alpine train, and an actual miniature Swiss village. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Let's get both of these. So, Big Plane Trip and Your Baby, Your Doctor, and You. I will be back presently with those tapes. Oh, thank you. I'm texting the barber right now while this tape rewinds. It still didn't work. All right, sorry. I am texting my barber right now, and I'm musing, why do I have, like, social anxiety specifically about texting the barber? What have I said in the past? Why do I overthink the message? Oh, man, one time I forgot to show up, and I got charged $40 for not getting a haircut because I failed to make my appointment. That felt bad. So, okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, hey, do you have any appointments open this Tuesday or Thursday around 10 a.m. or any time after? Send. All right, I did it. Sweet. We'll see what he says. I'll keep you posted. It's time for... Oh, thank you. It's time for Your Baby, Your Doctor, and You, which was not kind, but I rewound it. We're jumping into part 2 of this. Part 2 is Your Doctor, which includes feeding choices for your doctor, breastfeeding your doctor, transitioning your doctor to bottle, your doctor's food reactions, your doctor's colic, when baby gets sick on your doctor, the common cold and other infections, your doctor's constipation and diarrhea, skin conditions, diaper rash and eczema, and immunizing your doctor. This video series was written and produced with the assistance and direction of a National Medical Advisory Board of pediatricians, doctors, and technical advisors, and with the generous support of Mead Johnson Canada. Your baby's health is important. All viewers are advised to consult their doctor and to exercise caution and common sense at all times. This is from Fox, Fulford, and Goldberg Productions, 1993. I'm excited. Let's see what we got here. I don't know how long this is. I don't know if we will watch the whole thing because not all of us have babies in 1993 that need the most up-to-date medical advice. But we'll see what we got. It looks like it. So I rewound. It was toward the end of the tape, and I rewound 18 minutes, so it's no longer than 30. So we may breeze through it. We'll see. Wow, 1993 3D intro. This is contemporary with the Steam music video.
Our first video covered off some of the fundamentals of caring for your baby on a day-to-day basis. Now we're going to discuss some of the issues you might want to talk to your doctor about. Life with a baby involves fairly frequent visits to a doctor. Even if your baby is healthy, regular checkups are necessary to make sure that the baby is growing and developing normally.
Thank you, I'm really losing
and to receive the all-important immunizations that are his or her insurance against serious disease.
What Canadian accent is
the choice of a doctor
this?
for your baby is an important one.
Rich lady?
In choosing a doctor,
it sounds like rich lady from
you might want to keep
Alberta
in mind.
or something.
You might find it easier to develop a working relationship with a doctor who
This is from Bella Bunny, yes. Oh my God.
Concerned and knowledgeable, with the ability to communicate that knowledge in a way that meets your needs. New parents find themselves in an unfamiliar and often stressful situation, and so are often anxious and need that reassurance that their baby is developing well. A doctor and staff who sympathize with these needs create a warm and helpful environment which parents find very comforting. Perhaps we can save both you and your doctor some time in answering some commonly asked questions about a baby's first year of life. One of the first things parents usually want to know is whether or not their child is of a normal size. Size is dependent on many factors: race, genetics, nutritional intake, activity level. Your doctor will document the baby's weight and height at each visit,
Her voice
creating
is
over
fascinating
time a growth curve. The rate of gain indicated by this curve is more important than the actual measurements, because the rate of gain
Oh, they
will
got a
reflect
big bird and
the
a
effects of nutrition
elbow.
or chronic illness, amongst other things. In general, you can expect that your baby will have doubled its birth weight by 5 months.
I'm pretty sure it's
and
Canadian
tripled it
because
by
it's
12
from
months.
Mead Johnson, Canada, and was sent in by Bella Bunny, and she says against, which is a good
As
tell.
we discussed in the previous video, the decision of whether to breastfeed or bottle feed the baby is one that many people find difficult.
But she also
How you
sounds
decide
like,
to
I don't
feed your
know,
baby is a very personal choice, involving consideration
Spanish,
of lifestyle,
like in her
makeup,
the
and personal
cadence of her
preference.
speech.
That said, most doctors will recommend breastfeeding because it has some very clear advantages, both to the baby and to the mother. Breast milk offers the baby natural immunities to help fight off infection. It's very digestible, resulting in fewer intestinal disturbances like diarrhea or constipation. And there is better absorption of nutrients, especially of iron. Because exposure to foreign protein is lower when babies are breastfed, there is possibly a reduced risk of food allergies or eczema. In addition to these medical advantages, breastfeeding also provides a safe, sterile, and inexpensive supply of milk,
Do you say iron?
which is always ready and always at the right temperature. An added plus for the mother is that breastfeeding encourages the uterus to shrink to its normal size more
Also,
rapidly.
I don't know the technicalities of whether this is against
In most
TOS, but
communities,
it's
you'll find
life.
a network of people who can help you get started
It's
with
a normal,
breastfeeding
boring
and
part of
offer
life.
help with any problem you might have. Public health nurses, friends who've successfully nursed their babies, the La Leche League, and your own doctor can be useful sources of information. We invited Dr. Julie Fabro, a pediatrician,
Did
to
she change
discuss
clothes,
some
or is this
common
a different
concerns
woman?
of new parents during their baby's first years. Dr. Fabro, let's start with breastfeeding. When bottle feeding, you can see exactly how much food your baby is getting. How do I know my baby's getting enough food when I breastfeed?
If you are changing a minimum of 4 to 6 wet diapers a day and the baby is having frequent bowel movements, you can be quite certain she is getting enough food. Another indication is weight gain. All babies lose weight in the first few days of life, and this weight loss can seem like a lot, up to 10 or even 15% of their birth weight, but they are usually back to their birth weight in 10 to 14 days.
What do I do if the baby just doesn't seem to be able to latch on properly to the breast?
First of all, make sure that the baby has a strong root. In other words, make sure that she opens her mouth wide enough to accommodate both the nipple and areola.
People look a
Further,
variety of ways.
Make sure that her
That's
tongue
all.
is down
I don't know what else to
and her
tell
lip
you,
is
man.
out. If she hasn't latched on properly, break her suction by placing your little finger in the corner of her mouth and then reposition her. Engorged breasts can make it difficult for the baby to get
So
enough of the
God,
areola
the whole
into
process
her
of
mouth
like
to latch properly. Before nursing the baby,
birthing
try to soften the
humans is so
areola
strange.
by expressing some milk by hand or pump. You could try applying a warm face cloth to your breast or taking a warm shower.
If the baby is nursing as many as 10 or 12 times a day in the beginning, the nipples must get pretty sore. What can be done about that?
Some mothers do develop cracked and even bleeding nipples at the beginning. If soreness does develop, make certain the baby is latching on properly, as we discussed earlier. If you can stand to nurse, start the baby on the side that is least sore. If nipples are too sore to nurse, you may need to manually express milk for the baby. After nursing, wash the nipples with plain water and allow to air dry.
What if I take medication? Can I still nurse my baby?
You can still breastfeed while taking most medications, but check with your doctor.
What if after all my best efforts, the baby's not thriving?
Consult your doctor. It may be necessary to supplement breastfeeding with a commercial formula. However, you should not try to introduce a bottle until the baby
This
is
does feel
4
very
to 6
wooden,
weeks
like
old,
they're both just reading a
because
script.
the mechanism of sucking on the breast is different from sucking on a bottle.
How do I know when my child is ready to be weaned from the breast, and how do I go about it?
The timing depends on the mother, on her preferences and priorities, and also on the child's needs. Once you have made the decision to wean your child, the easiest way for both mother and baby is to go about it gradually. Every several days or weeks, Replace one nursing session with a bottle feeding. However, if you're in a hurry, you can simply stop nursing, but this creates some difficulties for both mother and child. If you decide on this approach, you may find that the baby accepts a bottle more readily from someone other than the mother. Even so, it may take several days for the child to adjust. And of course, the mother will experience some discomfort as the breasts continue to fill up with milk.
Will my baby still be receiving a high standard of nutrition if I wean her from breast milk to a commercial formula?
Absolutely. Commercial formulas are constituted to resemble breast milk, and provided that they are prepared exactly as directed, they are a nutritionally sound alternative to breastfeeding. If your baby is less than 4 months old, before you wean her, make sure you sterilize everything completely.
An approach to introducing solid foods was discussed in the first video.
Okay, she's...
As you're introducing new foods, watch for any
She's
signs
just cycling
that the
through
child is having an
fabulous
adverse reaction
1993
to a
looks
food or a group
with
of
every
foods.
segment of this video.
Such symptoms might include hives, swelling, breathing difficulties, wheezing, and digestive problems. These symptoms may occur within minutes or hours after the baby's eaten the offending food. Examples of foods which sometimes cause difficulties are cow's milk, soy products, nuts,
Soya.
eggs, peanut butter, shellfish, fish, and berries. It's important to pay attention to any unusual reaction to food because although very rare, allergic reactions can be severe
She
enough
would
to be
definitely
life-threatening.
rock a
And
scarf.
reactions will worsen with each repeated exposure to the allergen. If you suspect an allergic reaction, immediately stop feeding the baby the questionable food and consult your doctor.
Gee, I didn't know babies could be lactose intolerant.
How can you tell if the baby is not well? Well, look for unusual behavior. Unusual for your baby, that is. Does the baby seem less energetic or interested in things than usual?
Lactose intolerant baby sounds like it would have been very bad
The child is breathing differently from normal.
prior to the
Rapid
invention of
breathing,
formula
increased drooling, coughing, or wheezing
and
may signal
alternative
difficulties.
baby feeding
The
solutions.
appearance of the skin is another telltale sign of the child's state of health. A rash or change in skin color may indicate a problem. No matter how carefully you care for your baby, it is inevitable that he or she is going to be sick now and again during the first year.
Because what
Let's
I understand about
discuss
lactose
some of the more
intolerance,
common
like
illnesses of the
conventionally, is
first
that
year of
it's
life.
you're born with all mammals are born
difficult
with
things for parents of
like
newborns to
enzymes
cope
that are
with
able
is
to break
colic.
down breast milk.
For at least an hour,
But
and
then
sometimes 3 or 4 hours on end.
Traditionally,
a
historically,
healthy,
evolutionarily,
happy baby
for
will
most
appear to
mammals,
be
for most
in
of
severe
mammal history,
pain.
you lose
At the
those
same time
enzymes
each day,
after
usually late
the
in the
period where
day,
you're breastfeeding
the
because you
baby will
don't
start
need
to
milk
cry,
anymore.
even scream, and nothing you do will comfort
And it's
her
like
for more than a few
a
minutes.
specific genetic
No
adaptation
one knows
of
what
mostly
causes
white
colic
people
or can offer any
that you can
surefire remedy.
that like
Endurance
emerged
seems to be the only answer.
not that long ago in
Parents can take comfort in the
Europe
knowledge that colic seldom
that you
lasts
still
more than
produce
3
those
months,
enzymes and can
and
still
that
have
it
milk,
doesn't
whereas
affect normal weight gain or development.
most the other portion of the world's population is
High
just doing it
fevers
the
are
old-fashioned
common
way
in
and
young
not
children, so you may not be able to
fucking around
judge
with
the
milk after
severity of the
when
illness
they're in
by the
adulthood.
thermometer reading. But a fever combined with any of these symptoms, lethargy, irritability, poor color, breathing problems, skin rashes, decreased food intake, vomiting, and diarrhea is cause for concern. If a fever lasts more than 48 hours, or if your baby is less than 2 months old, contact your doctor. Do not try to treat the illness yourself. While you're waiting to hear from your doctor, there are some things you can do to reduce a fever or relieve pain. Carefully following the dosage directions given on the packet, give the baby some acetaminophen. Do not use ASA. Rarely, and we're only talking about 3% of infants and young children, does a sudden rise of temperature result in a seizure or a fit. The baby suddenly starts to jerk and shudder convulsively. Seizures related to fevers do not last long and will not cause brain damage, but they are frightening to watch. Your role during a convulsion is to get medical help and to protect the child from hurting himself and from choking on any vomit. Try to put the child on his side so any vomit runs out of his mouth. Protect him from rolling off a table or sofa. Do not hold the baby down or try to restrain his arms or legs, or try to keep him from biting his tongue, because you could seriously hurt him. It's even possible to break a bone or a tooth. Once the seizure is over, call your doctor.
Babies seem
It's important to look for signs of
terrifyingly
dehydration,
fragile.
literally, the drying up of the body. Persistent vomiting, persistent diarrhea are danger signs because this means that vital liquid is leaving the body faster than it's being replaced. If you have the slightest suspicion of dehydration, call your doctor, and in the meantime, try to coax as many fluids as possible into the baby. The common cold is unfortunately very common in the first year of life. You can expect 8 to 10 colds, some mild.
We are soon
others
approaching
more
the
severe,
section on baby
each lasting
diarrhea,
between 5 to 14 days.
which I'm
During
hoping will
this
not be
time,
graphic.
The baby may suffer from a blocked nose, fever, cough, and sore throat, and will probably be fussy and unwilling to eat. You can help to relieve the baby's discomfort by keeping him in an upright position to allow his nose to drain, and by using a cold mist vaporizer in his room. You may also use saline nasal drops to help the baby breathe easier, and acetaminophen to reduce fever and discomfort. However, over-the-counter medications such as nasal sprays and cough syrups should only be used when prescribed by your doctor. A distressing viral infection related to the cold is croup. The larynx or voice box becomes inflamed, and because the air passage is so small in babies, breathing may become difficult or impossible. Symptoms of croup are similar to the common cold, but also include a hoarse voice and a barking cough. If the baby is having difficulty breathing, take him into the night air for a moment or two, and then into a steamy bathroom for about 10 minutes. If the child is not improved in 10 minutes, seek medical attention. If there is a persistent fever or a skin rash accompanying the cold,
that's right, I have
or
oats
if the baby
upstairs.
seems excessively fussy or unusually sleepy, there may be an infection related to the cold which needs treatment by a doctor. Earaches are a fairly common
Horsey
complication
boo.
of colds,
Oh boy.
and babies are very susceptible to them. Untreated ear infections can result in serious complications, so it is important that they be treated by a doctor immediately. Abnormalities in bowel movements are another area of concern.
Great thumbnail for this
What's normal?
video.
Well, it varies depending on the age of the child, what the child is eating, and how much. You will know your child is constipated, infrequent bowel movements, or her stool is shaped like pellets or balls. Constipation is caused by an unbalanced diet. For example, too much homogenized milk and not enough fiber. Correct the diet and use natural remedies like prune juice or bran. Do not use corn syrup, honey, suppositories, enemas, or over-the-counter laxatives without seeking your doctor's advice. Diarrhea is the opposite problem. Bowel movements are too frequent and too loose. It may be caused by an infection and is sometimes accompanied by fever, loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. There is a danger of dehydration, so it is very important to replace lost fluids. If you're breastfeeding, continue as usual and also offer other liquids. If the infant is being bottle-fed, stop feeding him milk for 12 to 24 hours and use other
Homogenized
fluids
milk.
instead.
I think it
Examples
said.
of fluids are oral rehydration fluid, diluted juices, and flattened soft drinks. Fluids
Oh,
should
that
be
little
at room
chubster.
temperature, as cold fluids increase diarrhea. If your child is already on solids, keep him on a milk-free diet for a day or so and offer foods which bind: bananas, rice, apples, and toast. Some skin conditions like eczema and diaper rash are uncomfortable and need attention. Eczema is a red, scaly, itchy rash which is non-contagious. Some of these patches can ooze and crust. They usually appear on the face and inside of elbows and knees. It often lasts for years, and it has to be dealt with for the comfort of your child and for the health of their skin. Many of the serious life-threatening diseases once associated with childhood are now prevented by following the immunization schedule directed by your doctor. Babies are routinely immunized against the following diseases:
Again.
diphtheria, pertussis or whooping cough, tetanus, polio, measles, mumps, rubella, and Haemophilus influenza B. An immunization against hepatitis B is also available. A high rate of protection against these diseases is delivered by immunizations. But if you suspect that your child is showing symptoms of any of the diseases we mentioned, contact your doctor immediately. Immunizations should not be given to a baby who is fevered or very sick, but a slight cold or sniffle should not cause a problem. If you want more information on the medical aspects of the first year of life, there are several excellent books on the market. Your public health department and doctor's office are also reliable sources of information.
How the hell do you do that?
And remember, if you want to learn more, you can always refer to the other videos in this series.
Like it's such
your baby, your doctor, and you. I'm Lillian.
There's all this stuff you have to know, and it's just this entirely different world that you're thrust into. The Hospital for Sick Children, the George Hull Centre. Jocelyn Parent is a great parent advisor. Oh, I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. A letter of marque came from the king to the scummiest vessel I'd ever seen. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Well, I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. That was Baby Time. A must for new mothers. I don't know what, if anything, that will do to the VOD. I don't know how you can possibly sexualize breastfeeding and a brief shot of wiping a baby's ass. That would be weird and gross to do that, but we live in a world ruled by algorithms that assume malicious intent now, so we'll see if the VOD happens. Let's watch The Big Plane Trip. The Big Adventure series. I don't think we've seen any of the tapes in this series. It's from Time Life Kids. It's got these cute little drawings. And Big Plane. Let's see what we're in for. Experience what it's like to fly in a big plane. We get the child's mini tour of Switzerland. We also get to fly with the pilots. From USA to Switzerland, we learn how the airplanes work, go through pilot training, visit the control tower, and see big planes in action. There's a lot of Switzerland in this one. 45 minutes. Color. I am most excited, I have to say, for the child's mini tour of Switzerland. Here we go, The Big Plane Trip. Yeah, the tapes sometimes start with faint dial tones that maybe they're for the duplication and mastering process. They have some kind of information that's useful to someone. Ooh, hell yeah. Okay, so this is 1999. They're putting up a website address. Oh, Sorry, I missed the start of it. Actually, I'm not sure if I have that specific Time Life Kids intro either. So let's get them all. Ah, the button didn't let me start. Okay, here we go. It's a whole process getting these intros captured.
Have you ever looked up into a summer sky and dreamed about flying in an airplane? Yeah.
You can only fly in summer.
Sooner or later, you'll see one flying overhead. There's one now. But have you ever looked way up and seen those white lines shooting across the sky?
Chemtrails.
They look like skinny clouds, but they're actually vapor trails left by big jet planes flying over 8 miles high.
Suddenly, this turns into an Alex Jones conspiracy tape.
What's it like to fly in one of those big planes?
Let's find out. Would you like to go on a big plane trip? Yeah!
Yes, but only if it's to Switzerland.
Welcome to the big plane trip. Hey, we can't fly on that plane.
Do you want to see a real one?
Yeah!
We start our trip at Hartsfield Airport in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow, look at all those planes.
This tape feels a little quiet, doesn't
Over
it?
1,900 flights come and go every day.
I guess it's not that
over
quiet, but I'm gonna
47
bump it
million
3
people a
decibels.
year.
Where are they all going?
This plane has just arrived full of people from Brussels, Belgium. Some are taking business trips. Some are coming to visit friends and families. Another big plane has arrived from Frankfurt, Germany. This one is just pulling up its
I've
lane
started seeing
here on
Lufthansa
its way to
ads
San
on YouTube
Francisco,
that are like,
California.
fly to Frankfurt. We have flights from Raleigh to Frankfurt. And the way they've chosen to advertise Frankfurt
thousands of planes
is
full
just
of
shots
people
of parents
fly
with
to
really
different
sticky,
places
gross
all
children
over
that
the
are like
world.
covered in ice cream. And that does not make me want to go to Frankfurt.
There it is now. It's a McDonnell Douglas MD-11 just arriving from Zurich, Switzerland after a 9-hour flight.
Wow, that's a big plane.
This MD-11 is over 200 feet long and holds 236 passengers. It can also carry almost 20 tons of cargo. It has 3 engines, one on each wing and a third on the tail. They're more powerful than 300 school buses. You can recognize the MD-11 because it has winglets on the tip of each wing. They help the plane fly better and use less fuel.
Oh, so it was the successor to the DC-10.
Here comes our plane to the gate. Everyone on the ground crew gets ready. There's a lot of
The
work.
last passenger MD-11 was delivered in
Even
'98.
though our plane has
So they were no
just
longer
come
selling these
all
at this
the way
point.
from Switzerland, it's getting ready to go right back again with a whole new crew and a whole new plane load of passengers. People wait at the arrival gate to welcome the passengers and greet their friends and families.
Safety problems. The MD-11 had problems with its flight control systems that have resulted in multiple accidents and incidents since the aircraft's introduction.
To unload cargo and baggage. Everyone on the team has a certain job to do, and they all work very quickly to get the plane ready for our trip. ground crew can get this big plane ready to go in only about 1 hour.
It sure takes a lot of people to get a big plane ready.
The cleaning crew cleans up the inside and puts fresh blankets and pillows on board.
What happens to the old ones?
They come
They
here
get
to the airline
incinerated.
laundry, where they're washed and made just like new.
I never thought I would have so many opinions about
Wow, that's
children's
a lot of pillows.
educational videos from the 80s and 90s.
Okay,
But we
it's
started
time
the old
to check
VCR,
in
so
at the
here we
ticket
are.
counter.
I've learned that I like,
Checks passengers' baggage.
for me, the ones that are like presented by
It's
adults,
an
like
international
Hard Hat Harry and
flight,
Engineer
so all
Dave,
passengers have to show their
are
passport.
way better.
What's SR 121?
That's our
Because when
flight
you just
number.
have children
Wizz Air
reading
flight
a
number
script,
121. You'll be seeing
it's
that a
really
lot.
hard to grab the
Our
audience.
pilots, Captain Max Annan and First Officer Conti, go over their route for the latest weather reports along the way.
Where are we going?
We are going to Switzerland.
Like,
the pilots
an
are
adult
planning the
presenter
quickest
can
route
put
that will take
actual,
us
like,
from Atlanta past
energy
Washington and New York,
into what they're
then on
saying
past
because they
Halifax,
understand
Nova
what they're
Scotia,
saying.
and across the Atlantic Ocean to Europe. We'll fly past Paris and land in Switzerland.
Yeah,
to
as far as
surf
child narration goes,
We'll
it's
fly
not
at about
terrible.
600 miles an hour. Our trip will take us over 4,700 miles and last 8.5 hours.
A trip like that must use a lot of gas.
I don't know. I also like.
The pilots calculate
God.
the amount of fuel they need for the trip.
Sorry, I cranked it
They
to 20
always take more
decibels
than they
briefly.
need for
Sorry.
safety, to account for delays and bad weather.
OBS is bad at this.
It is 80 tons block fuel. 80 block.
Then the operations manager
Just
calls
keeping
in
you
the
on your
order to the
toes,
fuel
folks.
truck.
Sorry. Yeah.
Block fuel is 80.0.
Is that ATC guy blowing into a
The
breathalyzer?
ground crew gets ready to pump fuel into the wing of the plane.
Is that an airplane
It's just
ignition
like
lock?
a gas station.
Yes, only a jet uses kerosene instead of gasoline, and it uses a lot more. Our crew has ordered 80 tons of fuel. That's over 24,000 gallons. Enough to fill over 200 tractor-trailer trucks.
Boy, there's a lot for pilots to know.
It takes many years of work and study to become an international airline captain. And pilots have to keep learning new things all the time. They use computer programs, like this one for the Indy 11. And every 6 months they do this.
Fly an airplane?
The
No,
new big
fly a
plane trip.
simulator. It's like a giant
is
video
the-
game with an airplane cockpit. And it's exactly like flying a real
Wow,
airplane.
they're still.
only
Their
it
website looks
never
very
leaves
up to
the
date, and they're
ground.
still advertising like these same kind of videos.
On one of those.
Well, simulators are not games. Pilots use them to learn how to safely handle emergencies in bad weather. Situations that would be too dangerous to practice in a real airplane. Time to go. The flight crew now must go through the security station and on toward the plane.
I don't know. I mean, children
Their
are
carry-on bags are extra,
much harder to work
just
with
like those of the
because they're
passengers.
children.
When they get to the gate, some passengers are already there.
Yeah, remember when that was the security process? You just put your bag through a thing and then you go.
The captain says
You don't
hello
have to take
the
anything
gate
out. You don't have to
agent
take your shoes out. You don't
and
have to wait in
checks
a
to see if there are any
40-minute
late
line.
arriving passengers or baggage.
You don't have to go through a
language are they speaking?
genital inspector.
Now they're speaking German. Our captain speaks 4 different languages.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite style really in
He walks down the
children's
jetway
video
to the
is like the Mr. Rogers approach, where
The
it's an
plane is
adult
now all clean,
speaking to
and the
children
flight attendants are
as if they are
already on
humans,
board, preparing the galley.
instead of like, it's gonna be so, we're gonna go on the plane. It's just like they go on the plane and they do this, and it's great. Look at this, isn't it interesting?
Cool, look at that cockpit.
Meanwhile, passengers for our flight arrive from all over the country. Their bags are taken and logged into the baggage computer.
How do they know which
I love all these
bags
computer
are which?
terminals.
Each bag has a tag on it with a special computer code which tells whose it is and where it's going. This bag is going on our flight to Zurich. After the bags are logged in, they're put in big
Hockey,
cargo
a cockpit. Great. Thank you, Bella.
Hey, what's the captain doing?
He's doing his walk around. That's where he does a quick check of all the plane to make sure that all the different parts are in good shape. The fuselage, the landing gear, the wings, the engines. An engineer has already done a complete check when the plane came in. The captain speaks with him to double check and make sure our plane is ready for takeoff.
What if they have to fix the plane?
Ground engineers can make small repairs at the gate. But when a plane has flown a certain number of hours, it comes here, to the airline maintenance center, where a whole team of people go over every inch of the plane to make it just like new.
Except that one door that blasts off. They don't bother checking that part.
They even take out the seats?
Yes, they take everything apart and rebuild it. They put in new instruments and controls and do safety checks.
It takes a lot of people to work on a big plane.
The maintenance team helps make airlines a safe way to travel. The Indy 11 has a real modern cockpit. Instead of gauges and dials, it has computer screens. The captain inputs the flight plan into the plane's computer. It will also go into 2 other backup computers. This information will direct the plane on our flight to Switzerland. Everyone in the cabin works together to make it ready for the passengers. Luggage and cargo is loaded onto the plane, along with
And I want
24,000
to
gallons
drink a
of
glass
fuel.
of champagne while my plane takes off.
That's fresh corn from Georgia farms on its way to Switzerland.
Wow, that's a lot of cargo.
The people in the control tower are another important part of the airport team. They watch over all the planes coming and going. And they tell the pilots what runway to use for takeoff and what radio channels they should listen to.
Swiss Air 121 Heavy Atlanta Courage delivery cleared to the Zurich Airport via the Atlanta 3 departure as filed. Maintain 10,000.
Departure frequency.
Oh, didn't Reagan screw over all the air traffic control guys? Like there was a strike and he just like decided to fire them all or something.
The fueling is complete.
And then we were like, oh no, why don't we have any air traffic controllers anymore?
Final preparations are made before the passengers come on board. Flight attendants direct passengers to their seats. People on international flights are from different countries, so the flight attendants must know many languages. Listen.
Straight on your right-hand side, please.
Babies get special attention.
Check. Okay, the windows.
The crew goes through their checklist for safety. The flight attendant tells the pilots that all passengers are on board. Last-minute bags are loaded on a conveyor.
Checklists are a great idea.
The pilot receives the load sheet.
I remember
on the
I read
It tells the weight of the
the
plane.
Checklist
and the number of
Manifesto by
passengers.
Atul Gawande,
Flight attendants check for passengers who need special meals.
who is a surgeon.
Put on your
talked about, like,
seatbelts.
How airplanes used to like crash all the time until they just came up with this idea of like writing down a list of all the stuff you needed to do to make sure that the plane didn't crash, and then establishing procedures where you formally go through those things and make sure that they're done. And then he talked about how applying that to the medical field was also a very good idea. Like, implementing checklists for like, hey, wash your hands before you put them inside of a person's body. Like, drastically reduced incidents of, like, deadly accidents and malpractice and everything.
A computer screen shows the plane's doors being closed for takeoff. The ground crew stands by for pushback.
Do you want to see the tail number, Bella, so you can look it up and see if it crashed? That's admirable. We do love context.
Powerful tug to push back the plane.
Extra contemporary context on what we're seeing.
Okay, start all engines, please. Bye-bye.
When the plane is safely away from the gate, the first officer starts the engines, one at a time. Right now, with all the fuel and baggage, our plane weighs 253 tons.
Tail engines look so weird. They don't really... I haven't seen a tail engine in a long time.
Engines are running the main. Remove the equipment, thank you very much.
Yeah, it seems like a really bad compromise between 2 overwing and 4 overwing.
The pilots check out all of the plane's controls. That screen shows the parts that move.
Hold the signal and then you're ready for taxi.
Received.
Woodpecker 121, left side point 9, you have a good flight.
To 1.9, goodbye, she said 121.
Today's flight has 201 passengers and 14 crew members. In the cargo compartment, there is 17 tons of cargo, including 429 suitcases, 7 baby strollers, 86 bushels of fresh Georgia corn, 26 cases of industrial machine parts, and 3 crates of live salamanders. Live!
You got that? HB, is that the tail number?
Salamanders?
I think one of those might have been an I. I don't know.
The pilots go over safety procedures.
It's a bad tail
in case
number.
of emergency. There is lots to think about when you're flying a big plane. Let's watch and listen to the
What if the salamanders eat all the corn during the flight?
Swiss Air 121 Heavy, runway 9 left at the middle marker.
They're just chilling out down there. You're going to end up with no corn and fat salamanders. Salamanders love corn. Everybody loves corn. It's America's staple crop. If you don't like corn, we'll just make it into corn syrup. There are no notable incidents with that particular plane.
Air 121 Heavy, contact departure 119.3. Good night.
See, also my barber only takes appointments requests via text. It was way more convenient when I went to barbershops that had online appointment systems where you could just pick a time on a calendar and you're good. But
The plane radios a
the problem
signal
is
of our
they
position
suck at
to air traffic
haircuts.
control.
Whereas my current barber is good at haircuts, but bad at scheduling.
124.45.
He has not gotten back to me yet.
Crew turns on the autopilot, the computer that will navigate the plane according to the captain's instructions.
Yeah.
Swiss Air
He also charges $40, which is a lot to me.
Heading 090 Swiss Air 121 Heavy.
It's gone up from 30 when I started going to him like a year ago.
We're on our way over the mountains.
But it's the best
North
haircut in
Carolina.
town.
We'll soon pass Charlotte, Greensboro, Richmond, and then Washington, D.C.
I've gotten like plenty of really awful haircuts for
First,
$30.
passengers get drinks and snacks. A computer screen in the cabin shows our route in different languages. Can you tell which one that is?
Atlantische Ocean, Gulf von Mexico.
We are now at our cruising altitude of 33,000 feet, flying over Virginia.
It's $40 just for a
If you're on the
haircut.
ground, looking up, this is what our plane would look like.
Like he specializes in
Soon,
fades.
it will be nighttime.
He does a really
The
good
captain
job.
keeps a lookout on the horizon, while the first officer checks
He's a really legit like old school barber.
How do they
Not
know
an old
where
man.
they're going once
He's
it
like
gets
maybe in his
dark?
late 40s.
Pilots rely on instruments to
But
make
he's-
sure they are on course.
He's been a barber for a long
following
time,
the
and he's
proper
like
flight
very
plan.
serious about his work. He's good at barbering.
First class passengers have seats that turn into beds. And they even have their own stereos and video screens. That looks like fun.
Bastards. I want to be rich.
On
Why
our
do they
flight,
get to be
there's
rich?
plenty to eat. Dinner starts with rolls, hot from the oven.
It's more of a warmer.
Where did they make those? Airlines make all their food ahead of time in their flight kitchens, like this one at the Zurich airport. That's a lot of food. They make over 21,000 meals here every day.
Everyone gets a fine meal of corn and salamanders.
Grilled salmon.
What?
Is
The
that
IFE should not be able to affect the
big one.
flight worthiness of the plane. That would be very bad if that were possible. Oh, and it was Swiss Air. It was Swiss Air a year before this tape came out. Oh boy.
Yes, they make them right here.
229 fatalities, no survivors. Jesus.
That's a lot of vegetables.
Aircraft certification standards for material flammability were inadequate in that they allowed the use
While
of
the
materials that could be
passengers eat
ignited
dinner,
and sustain
up
or
in the
propagate
cockpit,
fire.
We get to see the lights of New York
Consequently, flammable material propagated a
If you
fire that
look
started above the
carefully,
ceiling on the right side of the
you can
cockpit
see
near the
the George
cockpit rear wall.
Washington Bridge. What are the dark areas? That's water, the Hudson River, New York Harbor.
So
and
the
Atlantic
wiring
Ocean.
for the in-flight entertainment system networking equipment arced and did not trip
We're
the
now
circuit
passing
breakers.
Boston. In a little while, we'll leave land behind and head out over the Atlantic Ocean.
And then the
It's getting quiet in
yeah,
the
that's
cabin.
like layer upon layer
Many
of
passengers sleep.
design
Some
flaw.
watch movies or listen to music. Flight attendants still have lots to do.
The wiring
How
arced,
do
the
you
circuit
become
breakers
a
didn't
flight
trip to stop it,
attendant?
the materials were too flammable.
It looks very glamorous, but
And
it takes hard work.
as a
and
result,
discipline to
229
become an
people
airline
lost their
flight
lives.
attendant. Their main job is the safety of the
So
passengers.
you got to take all these
So
stupid
they
little
attend a
details very,
special
very
school
seriously when
to
you're
learn
designing
how to
things
use
for
different pieces of safety equipment.
aircraft and other kinds of systems that can kill people.
They also practice what to do in case of an emergency.
Okay, a man yelling in German while
Lots of jobs to do on the big plane.
stabbing something with an axe is not
We
is
fly
very
through the night at 600
very
miles an
particular energy.
hour across the Atlantic Ocean. The sun's coming up, and we've been flying now for over 6 hours. We're now over the coast of France.
It's time for breakfast.
Even the pilots get coffee in the morning. As we approach Europe, there are heavy clouds.
Is that bad weather ahead?
Yes, it looks like heavy clouds below, but there's nothing to worry about.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a bowl of oatmeal.
Calls up for a
Because I
weather
don't
report
want to miss the child's
Zurich
mini tour
Airport
of Switzerland.
and get to tell us
we're
of the
getting
latest
close to
information.
close to landing here. I'll be right back.
The cockpit radar shows heavy clouds ahead. The red areas have the heaviest weather. Passengers wake up and eat breakfast.
Look at those clouds. I can't see the ground. How can the pilots land the plane?
There is heavy fog in Zurich, so the pilots decide to use auto landing, where the automatic pilot will guide the plane. So the pilots will have more time to monitor the weather and the instruments.
Does the autopilot take over?
Not really. The autopilot does the landing, but the pilots do the thinking. This is Zurich Air Traffic Control. They now give us clearance to land.
They're speaking English.
Yes, English is the official language of international aviation.
Look, we're heading into the clouds.
When we enter the clouds, the pilots can't see anything.
Well, how do they land the plane?
Pilots don't rely on just what they see out the window. They have thousands of hours of instrument flying, and they monitor the autopilot to keep them right on course. A voice in the cockpit tells the pilots their altitude.
Look, there's the runway.
Right on target. The ND-11 lands at about 180 miles an hour. As soon as the plane is on the runway, the pilot reverses the engines and puts on the air brakes. They're the flaps that stick up from the top of the wings. We must leave the runway quickly because the tower has given clearance to another plane landing right behind us.
Wow, look at that big plane.
That's a 4-engine double-decker plane. What kind of plane is it? And right after that, another plane lands. And then another.
Wow, this is also a very busy airport.
Welcome to Zurich, Switzerland. Our trip took us over 4,700 miles in 8.5 hours. The Zurich Tower directs us to our gate. It's 10:30 in the morning Zurich time. The pilot has to steer the big plane toward the terminal. He uses a small steering wheel to guide the plane right along the painted line to the gate. As the plane comes to a stop, the ground crew in Zurich gets ready and the work starts all over again. cargo and bags are unloaded, and fresh food is loaded onto the plane. The pilots and crew now get to go to their homes. For them, it's been a long day at work. But in a few days, they'll be up flying again. Bags are taken underground to the baggage area by tractor trains. Here, there are special conveyors that sort bags with lasers.
Like the supermarket checkout.
Right! These bags are going out to planes at other gates. Bags from our flight go up to the carousel for passengers to pick up. Certain items get special handling. Do you know what's in that big case? It sounds like this. Before passengers get their bags, they go through customs. Some are returning home, but for us, the visit is just beginning. Switzerland is a beautiful country surrounded by tall mountains, and even in the summer, there is snow on some of the tall peaks.
Hey, where are we?
Sometimes the mountains are so steep, a train is the best way to travel. This is a cog railway, the steepest in the world. But Switzerland is famous for more than trains. It's also famous for chocolate. The Swiss make some of the world's best chocolate. They even have a chocolate museum.
I almost missed the child's mini tour of Switzerland.
Here's a quick look at the country where we landed.
Also, I saw that we have Swiss person Jan joining us. Thank you, Jan, for being here. Good to see you. I really hope the barber texts me back. Would sure love to chop this mop off the top of my head. I want to go to Switzerland with Rick Steves. I bet he could show us the true Switzerland.
Hey, I recognize that plane.
That's the plane that brought us here. And these are some of the people who made our big plane trip possible.
Was that it? Was that the child's mini tour of Switzerland? That was indeed pretty mini. Oh, hey, Bella, thank you for gifting a sub to Jan. Excuse me while I eat oatmeal. Getting proper oated. Proper oated.
Wherever you are, you can look up at the sky and dream about flying in an airplane. And if you see one of those skinny white lines shooting across the blue, wave to them. They're people taking a big plane trip. Stay tuned. After the credits, there's a whole bonus section on the sights and sounds of Switzerland.
Oh, hooray! Switzerland bonus section. Sorry, my mouth is full of proper oats. Oh, okay, so that was produced in 94. Spielzeugmuseum. Spiel is play, and what is Zug? Play stuff. Oh, Spielzeug is toy, like plaything, I guess. So it's a toy museum. Glockenspiel is literally play of bells from the plural of Glocke, which means bell, and Spiel, a play. Glocken is apparently cognate with clock. Clock, clock. Because a clock has bells, I guess.
Ja, von drüben, da von dem Turm.
The linear Toblerone accelerator. Pride of the Swiss. It'll figure it out. It usually does fine with typos. Oh, wow. It's a frat boy SpongeBob character. One 800-KID video. Oh my God. More graphics. I love it. I love it. I was not expecting this fun bonus at the end. Monterklot. Yeah, I mean, it's super neat that they just like threw a bunch of footage at the end. Honestly, it was good to get a little taste of like a little Swiss travel segment without children talking over it. Wait. Was there a message that got dropped? I don't see it. Oh, the white chocolate Toblerones. Those are my favorite. My mom used to give me one of those for Christmas every year, and I'd eat like a triangle of it every month. Okay. What else can we watch? Let's think about it. I think it just didn't go through at all, because I don't see it on the Twitch chat thing either. Yellowstone? Yeah, let's see. All right, so... I need to update this so I can do a random tape on this page. Let's see. Great Railway Journeys, Karachi to Khyber Pass. I like that one too. That's a good idea. We could also do something, hit the Brick Sea. Yeah, we haven't done anything religious, have we? Or golf. I mean, there is golf, what was it? Golf Goofs. The lighter side of golf. You'll see some of the strangest strokes ever made. I mean, golf bloopers sounds really fun to me. There are also other sports bloopers or sports tapes. So we've got great moments in basketball, which I think might have mold on it. Yeah, this one has mold on it. I shouldn't. But I think we might have had a separate copy of that sent in. That was a sneeze. We have good time. I don't know if we have much space left. Let's see. Because there's a NASA tape, but it's just The Eagle Has Landed, which I think was already on this box set that we watched. Soccer tapes. Let's see. Golf, hockey, dog sledding, monster trucks, hockey, Olympics, golf, football, skiing, hockey, basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. You know what? Let's just watch Golf Goofs. I love Golf Goofs. I think that's going to be a good one. This was sent in by Green Day. It is number 557. I'm going to go find it on the shelf. I'll be right back. Do we have disaster? There's like the earthquakes who love to kill people. And then there's also a storm. Yeah, Hurricane Fran, storm of the century. We've had a while. Those are a couple of disaster tapes that we could watch at some point. We watched the Quake of '89, which was a very interesting, very good tape that made us like, I don't know, deeply cognizant of the tragic loss of life that results from a big earthquake. And so this other tape that's like, killer quakes. You're not going to believe how killer these quakes are. Killer quakes travels the quivering streets of Los Angeles. We're not sure about the tone of that one. But yeah, maybe it'll be good. But for right now, let's lighten the mood with some golf goofs. Par for the course, the lighter side of golf with men pros, celebrities, and lady pros. In golf goofs, you'll see some of the strangest strokes ever made. In playing your golf game, you've undoubtedly had impossible lies and were therefore forced to tell a few. Ha! Golf pun. You probably know about bad lies where all you can do is hack and hope. Underwater, in the trees, down a gopher hole. In all those places, the unplayable liars can help you out of trouble. They'll show you how to play like you own the course, enter and win club throwing contests, play synchronized swinging, the next new sport, make shots blindfolded, laugh at your own mistakes, and tell impossible lies. Wait, what do I say? Golf. It's golf, right? That's not all. You'll see celebrities and stars make the same blunders you do. Watch amateur duffer Jack Lemmon coach son Chris Lemmon at Pebble Beach. Watch rocker Huey Lewis ricochet his shots into the woods of Spyglass Hill. See lady pros Jan Stevenson and somebody young take off their shoes for excruciating water or something. Golf. Golf goofs. Yeah. You don't have to put an L in it. The L is silent in golf. Okay, well, this looks rewound, and it's got a 2-year warranty on it. It's from 1991. I love it when tapes have a warranty. Let's check it out. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, boy. What's happening? Did someone tape over this? Is this just Field of Dreams? Is that Kevin Costner in a cornfield? Who does this? It's a 30-minute tape. Or maybe it's just in the wrong box. Man, I was really excited for golf goofs.
What? I'm sorry, what? I didn't understand. What? Ease his pain. What? What the hell does that mean? Ease his pain. What pain? All right? Whose pain?
Okay, I'm calling about the... What's happening to the video signal? That white, like it was white and then faded slowly back to blue. That is not what's supposed to happen. Yeah. This signal is so busted.
It's my father. Ease his pain.
Go the distance.
It was you.
No, right. Oh, it does not like being played in double speed. I don't know if Content ID is going to match this because it's so deep fried and cursed. That chroma signal is trying real hard. Oh, there it goes. Ah! There's definitely a ghost in the VCR. No, Joshy D, this is golf goofs, par for the course. The lighter side of golf. We're going to have so much fun with golf puns and everything, and we get...
My wife, Annie.
We get Fields of Dreams instead. Look at that. Look at that. What is this tape doing? Now, watch what happens when I stop it. Oh, it didn't do it that time. You never know what you're going to get on Golden VCR. Okay, well, that's Golf Goofs. Thanks for joining us for Golf Goofs. We've had a couple of tapes that have failed to launch. So, question is, what now? Should we watch more sports bloopers, or should we learn about the California missions? I don't know if this will cover a lot of the atrocities that were adjacent to the California missions. But it's been sitting on my desk for a long time. Yeah, I'll let you tell me, Josh. Do you want to be here for the missions, or do you explicitly not want to be here when we watch California missions? Let's see if we can glean what its editorial bent is. I think it's just like, whatever would have been shown to school children in the 90s. So not like a lot of acknowledgement. Stretching from San Diego to just north of San Francisco, the 21 missions of California forever changed the face of this coastal state. Retrace the footsteps of the early California settlers with this unique look at all 21 of the California missions. Inside the California missions is the first video to capture the beauty, the history, and the controversy, surrounding what would become the foundation for California as we know it today. Tour the churches, the grounds, and the living quarters, and experience the magnificent architecture, which has transformed the California missions into historical landmarks. Inside the California missions is ideal for education, entertainment, and to help relive the beginnings of early California. Cultural videos. Inside the California missions, produced by Cultural Videos of Santa Barbara. Copyright 2000. Produced by Kathy Gay. Executive producer David Bolton. There was a poll. That was an unauthorized poll. I, as the dictator, have to authorize every poll before we're allowed to have democracy. But yeah, I drove past the the mission of San Diego de Alcala. Yeah, the San Diego mission, because I lived in Hillcrest and I worked in Mission Valley, so I drove by the mission like every day for a while, but I never went there. I think at one point I wanted to take my mom to Mass there, but she only visited San Diego once, and we never went. Inside the California missions is not rewound; it is unkind. So I'm gonna pop that in the rewinder, and we'll hope that the rewinder doesn't kill it. And let's see. What other sports things do we have? We could do a sports tape. We could also do like a not whitewashed indigenous history tape. We got a couple of like Polynesian ones. Yeah, there may not even be missions. Siebert? We're not watching Siebert today. We'll watch Siebert Wednesday, perhaps. The rewinder isn't making any horrible noises, so I think we're going to be fine. I'm pretty done with kid songs for right now, honestly. We got baby animal songs, I Can Do It, Home on the Range, Let's Play Ball and Play Along songs, and then very silly songs. So I think, are we safe? I think we're safe from the Biggles for now. I think we've done them all. Oh, this is long. All right. I could sing you a song while we wait. Could sing you Herod and the Cock. Wait, Mr. World is in Very Silly Songs? Oh, no. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. My barber has still not texted me back. One time I called him because I was like, maybe it's easier if I call him because then you don't have to like do the back and forth via text of like scheduling. And he was very, he was like, all right, I have this appointment time, but what I'm going to need you to do is text me about it so that I can, confirm it later. So I was like, oh, okay, he prefers text. But then when I texted him, he had already given the appointment to someone else. Wait, what are we polling about? Oh, is democracy real? You'll never know. All right, here we go. We're ready. We're ready for the missions. Inside the California missions. This one was sent in by West Coast Deb. This program is a tribute to the brave Native Americans and early settlers who helped make California the rich state that it is today.
Hello, I'm Father Virgil Cardano, and welcome to Inside the California Missions. For the next hour, we will be taking you on a unique tour of these great California landmarks. We'll trace the footsteps of Father Junipero Serra, the man behind the mission system. And we'll review the important role that the Native American Indians played in the development and advancement of the California missions. Inside the California Missions captures the personal triumphs and the hardships felt by the early settlers of California. Our historical journey will take you from San Diego, traveling up El Camino Real to just north of San Francisco.
El Camino Real.
Along the way, we'll stop at each of the 21 missions, experiencing the beauty and history of these California treasures.
The 21 missions of California, symbols of religion, European regalism, and the New World. Stretching from San Diego to just north of San Francisco, these missions were founded by Spanish religious leaders, Franciscan friars, who made their way up through the rich California coast from what is today modern-day Mexico. The first mission founded, that of San Diego de Alcalá, was blessed in 1769. The last mission at San Francisco de Solano in 1823. The mission system was discontinued in 1834. In between, many years of hard work, determination, and a joint effort.
And slavery.
Rough at times among the Spanish leaders and the native California Indians. For the most part, the seeds of mission history developed.
It was rough at times, but they cooperated.
It was there that Father Junipero Serra left his native land, Mallorca, Spain, for the New World, with hopes of extending Spanish influence among the Indians of the Americas. Serra's journey took him first to Mexico, where he spent 8 valuable years as a missionary in the Sierra Gorda missions. And then, after more years in central Mexico, it was on to California. Serra was later joined by 2 close associates, Fathers Fermin Lasuen and Francisco Palou. Father Palou would write Serra's biography. Of California's 21 missions, Father Serra founded the first 9. He named each of his missions after a saint. Displayed on the altar at Mission San Francisco de Asís are statues of those saints for which the California missions are named. Upon Serra's death at Mission San Carlos Borromeo de Carmelo in 1784, at age 71,
this is a perspective that's really interesting to me because I didn't grow up in California,
9 more missions.
So I didn't get any of this in school. But like
other mission founders include Father
the legacy of Spanish colonial imperialism is a thing that like is a living part of California history in a way that we don't get in the in the other parts of the U.S.
The Native Indians of California played
outside
a
of
key
like
role in
New Orleans
missions.
and parts of Texas.
It was their hard work which built the structures under the guidance of the Franciscan
We mostly learn
fathers.
about like English cultural
The Indians enhanced
imperialism.
mission life through their art and music.
So it's interesting to see the story handed down from the bitter rivals of the English.
El Camino Real, the King's Highway. The missions were intended to stand about a day's journey apart. El Camino Real stretches 650 miles, with bells marking this regal road. For the most part, El Camino Real borders the coast, where the first 2 missions were built to ensure easy access by sea, and thus facilitate the arrival of necessary goods. Historians say the mission served a threefold purpose.
I remember going to
Spanish
Michael's or Walmart or wherever, and just at a certain time of year you would see the little
King Charles III
displays set up with all the shit you had to buy to build a mission for your 4th grade class.
Spain began her dominance of the Americas during the Columbus Age. The Spanish explorer Juan Cabrillo discovered California 50 years after Columbus first arrived on New World soil in 1492. However, Spain didn't aggressively occupy California until some 200 years later, when King Carlos's visitor general in Mexico, José de Galvez, organized the sacred expedition to send the leading missionary, Father Serra, into California to strengthen Spain's control. The first of the Spanish missions in the Americas were constructed in Mexico, like this one in Loreto, Baja California.
His voice is so
on northward to California.
The way he's reading this copy is very
miles from
in this very haughty voice that makes it sound like he's always chuckling about the genocide.
Initially, the Spanish government paid 1,000 pesos for the establishment of each mission. To protect their missions, they also built presidios, or military fortresses, like this one in Santa Barbara. The idea was to locate the presidios within the sight of the ocean to keep a watchful eye on intruders. Of particular concern were the Russian fur traders, who the Spanish thought would continue their thrust southward from Alaska and thus pose a threat to Spain's new
4th grade
control
history
of
for me
northern
was Alabama history.
Presidios had also been set up at Monterey, San Diego, and San Francisco. The guards, whether at the mission or at the presidios, were housed in El Cuartel, simple living quarters, like this one at Mission La Purísima. The Cuartel in Santa Barbara is the second oldest structure still standing in California, built in 1782. Socially, it was Spain's intention to Europeanize or Hispanicize the Indians. In other words, to teach the Indians to live and work in the Spanish manner. As a result, the Indians were told to wear Spanish clothing, to eat specific foods, to learn farming and ranching Spanish style, and to learn trades like blacksmithing, carpentry, and tailoring. Religious activities centered around the mission's beautiful and impressive churches. The highest and often largest part of the missions, the churches feature strikingly colorful designs, evident here on the ceiling of Mission San Miguel.
It's fascinating to see how
restored or completely rebuilt,
completely blind this is to
original artifacts,
the perils of
recreating the religious atmosphere in which the important task of Christianizing the Indians took place.
In 2000, the year was 2000.
Before the Spaniards were able to convert the Indians to Christianity,
24 years ago,
the fathers had to get their future students to the respective missions. The Franciscans began by cultivating the goodwill of the local Indian chief, whose influence over the native people was so important. Gifts of food, trinkets, and clothing were key elements in winning the favor of the chief and ultimately his followers. Once at the mission, the Spanish fathers put the Indians through a rigorous program of religious studies. The missionaries made it a requirement for the Indians to recite the Christian doctrine twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, first in Spanish and then in the Indians' native language. The Christian doctrine was also included in the songs which were taught to the Indians by the padres with the help of diagrams, such as this one at Mission San Antonio de Padua. The missionaries then insisted that the Indians reside at the various missions, which then became the center of the community.
They insisted that they reside at the missions.
All of California's missions had similar architectural features. Most missions were built in a quadrangle.
Great way of
like
putting it.
Mission San Fernando, with 4 adjoining sides forming an inner courtyard. A cemetery sits adjacent to most all of the mission churches. The first mission to adopt Spain's red tile roof was Mission San Antonio de Padua, and this style would later be copied by the other 20 missions and ultimately by many buildings in modern-day California.
And ultimately by Taco Bell.
The mission bells signaling the arrival of fathers and other visitors have been a useful and beautiful part of the mission facade, from the bell tower at San Diego de Alcalá to the twin towers at Santa Barbara. The Franciscan fathers constructed adobe dwellings for the Indians at each mission in the Spanish style. At Mission San Juan Bautista, the entire mission complex faces a placita, or open square, which became the town center. Missions were self-sustaining communities with living quarters, churches, cattle, crops, and rolling terrain. Living quarters at the missions included bedrooms for the fathers, kitchens, sitting rooms, libraries, and guest quarters. Festivities were also a part of mission life, and they continue today, like at the annual August Fiesta celebration at Mission Santa Barbara, where Spanish culture is brought alive. Meanwhile, natural disasters drastically affected the California missions. Fires, earthquakes, and flooding all took their toll. Floods rampaged through Mission Soledad, and together with earthquakes, substantially damaged the structure. The earthquake of 1812 proved the most destructive, causing complete buildings to crumble. At Mission San Jose, these walls once extended from the area between the church and the mission. At Mission Santa Cruz, the present structure is only 1/3 the size of the original building, which was destroyed by an earthquake in 1857.
Building shoebox dioramas would be
more recently, in 1987,
more fun as an adult than it was as a kid for me, I
San
think.
Gabriel to close its church for massive restoration. For the most part, California's missions have been restored. The structures have been put back together, often literally piece by piece, and today the missions stand as beautiful landmarks. Many missions had to be moved from their original sites because of the natural disasters, poor soil, or a lack of water.
Because
Mission
of
San Luis
the
Obispo
ineptitude
is
of Spanish
one mission which did not have to
site
be
planners.
relocated. In contrast, the church at Mission Santa Clara has been moved 5 times and now sits at its 6th different location. Missions like La Purísima, with their sprawling land, became self-sufficient in agriculture and cattle production. Later, wine and leather products helped boost the mission economy.
The mission to develop had to have some form of economic wealth, and that meant flocks and herds. It meant the planting of wheat and beans and corn.
It wasn't long.
Planting by whom exactly?
Growing concern.
Perhaps the people that you insisted live on the mission?
To supply their people, crops, and animals. Many of the missions today are left with remnants of these great water systems. At Mission San Buenaventura, this famous El Caballo water filtration building remains intact, as do the lavanderias, or clothes-washing area, at Mission San Luis Rey.
Without a water system, the economy of the mission remained a subsistence economy. So they had to have a dam, and they had to have an aqueduct leading water from the dam to the orchards and to the kitchen and to the fields and so on. And once they got that organized, then they could progress.
To survive, missionaries and the Indians took advantage of other natural resources to make adobe bricks, a mixture of mud and water, animal hide for blankets, trees for beams, and crushed seashells for plaster.
I went to a Padres game once when I lived
Together
in San
with
Diego.
a new culture, the Spanish soldiers also
They really
brought
sucked.
European disease to California.
I think they still
As a result,
suck.
The Indian population dramatically decreased.
They're just not very
In
good
addition,
at baseball.
Harsh weather at the northern missions plagued the Indians. In fact, Mission San Rafael, just north of San Francisco, was originally built as an assistencia, a place to help the sick. Some missions, like Mission Santa Ynez, were intentionally burned by the Indians, who banded together, storming the mission to protest alleged abuses by some of the military.
Hey!
At Mission San Diego,
Alleged
the Indians went as
abuses.
far as to kill Father Louis Jaime in 1775. Over the years, mission leadership has seen great change.
Can you believe they killed one dude?
Fathers under the direction of the King of Spain. Then, into the 1800s, when Mexico won its independence.
Because maybe they were
Spain,
pissed off about like the
began,
thousands of dudes,
taking the mission power away
of their
from the
dudes that were
Spanish
killed.
Franciscan fathers and putting it into the hands of the Indians and Mexican-born fathers. Many missions were then abandoned when the Indians could no longer feed and clothe themselves. Subsequently, many missions were sold to private individuals. In 1845, at Mission San Juan Capistrano, Governor Pio Pico is shown handing the deed of the mission over to his brother-in-law, John Forrester, for $710. Some missions were converted into stores, saloons, farms, or army barracks. Other missions were victimized by neglect. But in 1865, all the missions were given back to the Catholic hierarchy of California, and soon the missions would be rejuvenated. Many groups, like the Landmarks League, the Native Daughters of the Golden West, and the Hearst Foundation, helped to rebuild the missions into the beauty that we know today. Mission San Diego de Alcalá, the first of the California missions, named after Saint Diego of Alcal. It is here where the Spanish religious and political dream became reality in 1769. Mission bells served many purposes, announcing mass, work, meals, and siestas. The bells also signaled danger, rang solemnly to honor the dead, and joyfully to celebrate peace, and the arrival of guests. The original Indians of the area were linguistically related to the Yuman Indians of Arizona. The mission fathers referred to their new neighbors as Diaguenos, a sign of association to Mission San Diego. In 1774, drought forced the fathers to move the Mission San Diego inland from Presidio Hill to its present location.
A year later, the Indians attacked the place and they burnt down what surroundings they had, and then it was restored again later on.
The legacy of Father Junipero Serra continues at the southernmost of the California missions. La Casa del Padre Serra, built in 1774, is where the mission idealist once slept. It's believed this room is the only one which survived Indian attacks and natural disasters. Mission San Diego's military past has been eventful. The American military occupation of Mission San Diego began in 1846 and lasted 16 years until President Abraham Lincoln signed a proclamation returning the mission to the Catholic Church in 1862.
Yeah, Hillcrest was amazing. I lived.
Mission San Diego features striking windows that were built up high.
I lived. My apartment was right at the point where the Pride Parade started every year, so I would be woke up every morning
church and a newer
at the day of the Pride Parade. Every year, I would wake up to.
As religious centers.
They had a group called Dykes with Bikes, who were naturally lesbians who rode motorcycles. They were like the ones that kicked off the parade, so they would be like revving their engines right outside my window to start the parade, and then I had like the best view out my window.
And was named after the 16th century Cardinal Saint Charles Borromeo.
Living in the gay neighborhood of San Diego was
as the final resting place for the legendary Father Serra. Just 14 years after founding
I wasn't, you know,
Father Serra passed away
dating men
in
or
this
anything.
room.
So I wasn't taking advantage of it that way, but it was just a wonderful place to be in my early 20s, like just culturally, so many things to do, so much brunch, so much fun nightlife. I had friends that were into all that.
The church at present-day Mission San Carlos is perhaps Father Serra's most fitting tribute. It was his last wish to Father Lasuen to build a stone church to replace the original adobe chapel. It took Father Lasuen 14 years to fulfill Father Serra's dream, and the new church was completed in 1797.
I did get hit on or complimented once or twice.
The church is a smaller chapel,
frequently
used
every
for
so
prayer.
often, occasionally.
This was the center.
It was always, you know, it made me feel good about myself.
Activity of Juniper de Serra, and so many of the beautiful artifacts of silver, bronze, were here in this mission. Some of them had.
But yeah, Pride in Hillcrest was a huge event.
And Harry Downey,
like just a massive parade that went around the entire neighborhood.
Some beautiful artifacts in this mission.
The garden at Mission Carmel commemorates the 200th anniversary of Father Serra's death. From the standpoint of government, Mission Carmel was the most important of the missions, serving as the headquarters for the entire mission chain. The fathers, though, did take time away from their administrative duties to indulge in scholarly works. California's first library was started here and has grown substantially from the 30 books it contained in 1778.
1778.
The fathers' hold on Mission Carmel ended with secularization in 1834. The land was sold and the mission neglected for 30 years. The church stood with no roof before restoration efforts brought this grand structure back to its early beauty. Mission San Antonio de Padua, nestled in central California's Valley of the Oaks, is number 3 in the Franciscans' chain of 21 missions. Located below the Santa Lucia Mountains, adjacent to the Hunter Liggett Military Reservation in Jolon, California, Mission San Antonio de Padua remains isolated as it did more than 200 years ago.
I guess we're going chronologically and not geographically
peaceful,
up the coast.
Rustic and traditional. It has stood strong during a turbulent past. Secularization of the 1800s caused the mission to fall into ruin.
There was one time when
restoration efforts led by
I was walking around downtown in San Diego, and I just bought a new jacket. It was like a seersucker jacket.
The mission fathers
kind of
developed an extensive aqueduct system, which brought water.
And I didn't have a car at that point, so I had walked downtown to Macy's and bought this jacket and was walking back home. And this older lady was like, "You look." She just turned to me as she walked by, and she was like, "You look very handsome." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And I still remember that to this day.
Fathers looked to the Spanish model, which used dried clay.
It's very rare to get
tiled roofs had two
random
advantages
compliments
over the old thatch roofs. They protected against fire and were
as a
also
dude,
waterproof.
especially. So
the
like,
Spanish fathers
yeah,
used
it was
colored
very,
notes
it was
to
very
teach
sweet.
Indians musical scales and songs of religion. Typical instruments in those days included drums, violins, guitars, and harps, like this 19th century model. Many Indians, faithful servants of the early Spanish settlers, are buried at this Indian cemetery. The church at Mission San Antonio has been marvelously restored. St. Anthony, the mission's patron saint, stands at the center of the altar. The church boasts one of the first recorded California marriages held in 1773. Mission San Gabriel, founded fourth in the chain on September 8, 1771 by Father Serra, near what would become the sprawling metropolis of Los Angeles. The mission is named after the Archangel Gabriel and stands as a reminder of how earthquakes can affect the California missions. A powerful tremor in 1987 prompted a major restoration effort to reinforce the entire mission church. Earthquakes in 1804 and 1812 also damaged the mission complex. Mission San Gabriel sits in the foothills just east of downtown Los Angeles. It served as a trade center, standing at the cross point for 3 important traveling trails. Architecturally, San Gabriel is distinct among the California chain. Father Antonio Cruzado, the designer, was born in Cordova, Spain. His Moorish style is unique. It can be traced directly to the cathedral in Cordova, where the side walls feature capped buttresses. Cruzado and his associates constructed the building in 1812 using adobe brick and a tiled roof. At its peak, the mission was nearly 300 feet in length. Like its 3 predecessors, Mission San Gabriel was forced to move from its original site. In 1775, the mission was moved 3 miles to its present location to improve conditions for planting.
This is reminding me a lot of the historic plantation house video that we watched.
In Los Angeles County.
Also, crap, I forgot about my oatmeal, and now it's
in
cold.
1940, using the original foundations and the crucifix is a memorial to the 6,000 Indians buried here. On a brighter note, weddings take place at Mission San Gabriel as they did during the early days of California history. Located in Central California, Mission San Luis Obispo de Tolosa, named after St. Louis, Bishop of Toulouse, joined the chain on September 1st, 1772. The mission was founded 3 years after the fathers first discovered the Valley of the Bears, Los Osos, on their way to San Francisco from San Diego. The mission residents later, plagued by a shortage of food, turned to bear meat for survival. The Indians were thankful to the soldiers for killing the bears, who were a feared enemy. The city of San Luis Obispo has not remained a rugged bear country, and as the city modernized, so did the mission.
The Indians were thankful to the soldiers.
What is now this youth center once served
for
as
killing the bear.
Soup kitchen. Stables and a doctor's office were next to it. The mission church walls, 50 to 60 feet high, were built according to Vatican law, which stated churches were to be built as tall as the local tree, in this case, the pine. The evolution of California is quite evident at Mission San Francisco de Asís. Located in the downtown
citation needed on the Indians are proud or happy.
Founded on June 29th,
I'm gonna go reheat my oats.
In the chain.
If this is
Francis of Assisi, founder
I wanted to make sure we got the full a full impression of how this is being presented.
The mission is also dwarfed by its
and in particular how the
Dolores Basilica, built 100 years after the mission.
The
in
genocide was being presented.
San Francisco de Asís is often called Mission Dolores because the mission.
And I feel like we got our answer there. I feel like we got a taste of that. And from now on, it's just
exterior architecture is
a lot of shots of missions.
Complex interior of the church, enhanced by the magnificent.
So we can hit the bricks when I get back if we feel like it. Let me know if there's more
appears to have
worth watching that comes up.
Look reveals that
and I'll be right back.
Colors were painted in distinct rows. The church altar at Mission Dolores features statues of several saints for whom the missions were named. All statues are hand-carved and painted. The cemetery at Mission Dolores contains remnants of mission history, including this statue of Father Serra. In the early days, Mission Dolores suffered a high mortality rate among the Indians. In fact, by 1832, more than 5,000 Indians had died at Mission Dolores. Some blame the high death rate on the inclement weather of the San Francisco Bay and European diseases such as measles and smallpox, for which the Indians had no immunities. Concerned fathers discussed moving the mission across the San Francisco Bay to the north to provide a healthier environment for the Indians. However, the relocation never took place. Mission San Juan Capistrano, founded on November 1st, 1776 by Father Serra, has gained notoriety through the annual migration of the cliff swallows. The swallows arrive in the spring and return to their native South America when the weather cools off. While the birds frequent many missions, Capistrano became most associated with the swallows after Leon Rene wrote this song, "When the Swallows Come Back to Capistrano." The Mission Serra Chapel, completed in 1782, is the oldest standing building.
Okay, what's the verdict? Oh, I see. There's a pole.
Chapel still standing in which Father Serra said mass and performed baptismals.
We're not fans of this, are we?
As the neophyte population grew, the small chapel could no longer.
Let me see if we can get a little taste of the end of this here. We can get past the list of missions part. Why is this fast forwarding so slowly? It's EP.
These wooden bells, originals for sure, but the origin is still unknown. The church has been beautifully restored after the 1812 earthquake. It contains a 400-year-old crucifix from the Philippines.
Okay, so what are we watching?
In the center above the tabernacle is Saint Bonaventure, patron of the mission. The church also highlights a shrine of Nuestra Senora de Guadalupe. The beauty of Mission Santa Barbara truly complements the adjoining beachfront community. Known as the Queen of the
Summer
Missions,
animals.
it was named after St. Barbara and founded on December 4th, 1786 by Father Lasuen. The mission was originally scheduled to open 4 years earlier by Father Serra, but disagreements between the church and state on how the
Let's
mission
do
should
this.
operate delayed the grand opening until after
Oh, we already
Serra's
have a poll.
death. Mission Santa Barbara finally began full operation a short time after its nearby Presidio, which housed the soldiers and served as one of 4 military fortresses in California. Easily accessed by sea and centrally located between the missions of the north and the south, set the stage for Santa Barbara to play a key role in the ultimate development of California, and later would become headquarters.
It
of
could still
all
tie.
the
You never
missions.
know.
Santa Barbara housed the first California bishop, Francisco Garcia Diego y Moreno.
We're hitting the bricks, but let's do a poll.
1842. As a
Dave.
result, Mission Santa Barbara enjoyed the status of a pro-cathedral church. Garcia Diego is buried in the mission sanctuary of the church. In addition, 4,000 Chumash Indians are buried in the mission cemetery. Also at the cemetery are mausoleums or burial tombs of Santa Barbara's early Spanish families.
One priest
One
and
thing
4,000
that Santa
Chumash
Barbara
people
Mission
died.
is famous for is this. The Franciscans
Roughly
have
equal
always
levels
been
of
here ever since
human
the
tragedy.
beginning. Another point I want to make is this. The mission was for the Indians. And the soldiers and their families went to the Presidio Church downtown. But after 1850, Santa Barbara Mission became more and more a center of worship for the people of Santa Barbara.
Following several adobe structures devastated by earthquakes, the church at Mission Santa Barbara was rebuilt of stone between 1812 and 1820 and restored after the quake of 1925. The statues above the altar were brought to Santa Barbara from Mexico.
It's tied. Y'all better vote. If you haven't voted, break the tie. Also, did California not get the memo at this point about earthquakes? Every time they build a building, it gets destroyed by natural forces.
Outside the church are the
Not sport. All right, let's do animal.
Mission Santa Barbara feature.
I'm going to let that tick on up, and we'll see if we get to anything else. Do you want Seabird or Animal Antics? I think Animal Antics. Seabird's going to be long and too much. Summer or spring, Animal Antics. It is summer now, right? So let's do summer. Let me go find that. Oh no. God damn it, why does this keep happening to my chatbot? It's because I didn't do the code very good. What do we got at 45 minutes on this tape?
Mission life, so too were crosses. As each bell toll signaled a different visitor, each distinct cross had a different usage.
And that was the last one?
Mission San Miguel, founded on July 25th,
What number are we on?
1797 by Fermin Lasuen, sits in an isolated valley north of San Luis Obispo. It is number 16 in this.
All right, we're at
historic
16 to
chain.
21. We're done. We're done with that. That's the California missions inside of them. That was a little painful, but worth watching, I think. That was the official word on the process of colonization and the mission system from Cultural Videos of Santa Barbara in the year 2000. Coming up next, we have Animal Antics Summer. Is it spring? It's very hot here, so I'm going to call it summer. We have two seasons in the South, summer and not summer. Oh, this one isn't rewound. I mean, we will soon get to... There's still... I guess we should do spring, right? Spring is rewound. Spring is rewound, and it's technically spring. We can do summer later when it's actually summer. Be right back. Animal Antics. Spring. The days are getting longer, the weather is getting warmer, and there's excitement in the air. That can mean only one thing, it's spring. And if you watch carefully and listen closely, you'll find that every animal has its very own tale to tell. Meet the voles as they go house hunting, only to learn there's no place like home. Stroll around the garden as all the animals look for partners, except a lonely little beetle who's having a hard time finding a friend. Aw. Join Flora the hen as she seeks out the perfect place to lay her eggs. Meanwhile, Bianca the cat is just about to have kittens, the tortoise is waking up from his long winter sleep, the tadpoles are hatching, and much, much more. So get ready to make some new fuzzy, furry, and feathered friends, because no matter what the season, watching Animal Antics is always an adventure. A Two Sides TV production. Narrator Derek Griffiths. Running time approximately 50 minutes. Copyright Channel 5 Broadcasting 1998. Manufactured by Celebrity Home Entertainment of Woodland Hills, California. I used to work in Woodland Hills. I used to drive to Woodland Hills every day of my life. And I did not enjoy that part of every day of my life. Here we go, Animal Antics. Or Field of Dreams. You never know. It's trying. It's trying real hard. There we go. We have tracking. FBI warning, warning, warning. Wait. Oh, no, okay. Yeah. We saw this intro on something else. I thought for a second it was the Juja Circo Brazilian thing.
I'm Noel. You're going to love this Just for Kids video. If you're having a little trouble with the picture on the TV now, maybe you just need to adjust the tracking on your VCR. That's the little switcher button just at the bottom of your tape player. If you need help, just call Mom or Dad or Big Brother or Big Sister. They'll help you. See you soon and enjoy the show.
Deep in the country is an old schoolhouse. But this is no ordinary school. This is home to dozens of animals. And these are the antics they get up to and the tales they have to tell.
Victor? Victor, where are you?
Oh my God.
Over here, dear.
It's more dubbed animal
This
footage.
house is a mess, I tell you. I'm not spending another minute living under this log.
It's early spring, and the Vole family is thinking of moving house. But where will they find the perfect home? Boo! The rabbits have moved into the best burrows, but with so many babies around, there'd never be room for a family of voles, too.
Come and play with us. Yeah, come on.
Okay, they've got English accents, and they use the phrase moving house.
Dinner without Mum seeing.
So I'm assuming Channel 5 is
Sorry,
in the UK.
No time to play. We're looking for a new house.
What about over there?
In a corner of the garden is the bird table, where hungry great tits come looking for peanuts from the feeder.
Come on, Peanut. Gotcha.
We can't live up there, we can't fly. You can't live up here either, mate. It's too high. Too high.
You'd be falling off here in no time. You stick down there where you're nice and safe.
So the voles go on their way. But they soon find out there are some parts of the garden that are safer than others.
Victor? It's the cat. Quick, let's make a run for it.
Oh no.
But lucky for them, the cat doesn't feel like hunting. She's going to have kittens any day now, and she'd rather find a shady spot to sit down. Now the pond could be a good place to make a home. This is where the newts live.
Morning, Victor. You're welcome to join us here, but you can't swim underwater, can you? We've got special skin to breathe through.
And the tadpoles breathe through gills on either side of their heads. The pond is really no place for a vole. Amongst the flower pots and rockery stones lives a family of snails.
All this fuss about finding a home. It's the same story every spring. I don't know why everyone can't be like us. We carry our homes around on our backs. It's much more convenient, you know.
That's all very well if you're a snail, but I think I'd look silly with a shell on my back. And the voles head off to the woods to look for a home. There are plenty of animals setting up home in the woods around the schoolhouse, but this is a dangerous place for the voles. They could become somebody's lunch.
Hello, little voles. Just you come over here. I could show you lots of places to live. Don't listen to him.
The deer is right. The voles should keep well clear of the wily fox.
Come back to the garden, mate. We didn't mean all that about falling off the chimney. Yeah, we don't care if you can't fly. We're still your friends.
Come on, Vera. And the voles make their way back through the yard.
This is definitely not the first
and back to their log.
Tape we've seen that's just animal footage that's dubbed over with silly stories for kids.
Maybe this isn't such a bad place to live after all.
But it's fascinating to see
and there's plenty
the British version of this and how incredibly British it is.
A bit of spring cleaning and the mess will be cleared up in no time.
And they set about tidying up. After all their travels, the voles realize that really there's no place like home.
Oh, and they're little short stories. I love it.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
I'm the best-looking cockerel in town.
1,000 bits from Jess for more bells and whistles.
Just listen to him, Marge. Doesn't he go on?
The cockerels preen and puff out their feathers to make themselves more attractive to the hens.
Oh, no, Flora. He's coming over here.
Hello, ladies. Anyone fancy a stroll in the sunshine? And a share of my bird seed?
I wouldn't mind some of that bird seed. You better be quick, or there'll be none left.
The cockerel is busy choosing himself a partner, so that he can settle down and have a family. It's the same story all over the schoolhouse. At the bottom of the garden are some asparagus bushes. This is where the asparagus beetles live. They're all busy getting into couples and having babies too. All that is, except Andy.
Hello?
Oh no, Andy the incel beetle.
Want to be my friend?
But no one's listening. They're too busy finding friends of their own. The male pigeon puffs out his chest to impress the females.
Come on, girls. How about a nice bite to eat on the bird table? Oh, did I say something wrong? Oh, stop being so pushy. You should take a lesson from us doves and be more polite to your friends. Hey, hang on, wait for me.
But the pigeon doesn't give up easily.
How about you? I'll build you a lovely nest inside this dovecot.
Meanwhile, lonely Andy is still looking for a friend. All the other asparagus beetles are mating and laying eggs. Some of
Beetle
the eggs
Andy.
have already hatched into larvae. Soon, they'll grow into beetles. On the ground, the baby rabbits are growing fast.
Harry, come and have your dinner. There's a good boy. Coming, Mom. I wish I had someone to share my dinner with.
But little Andy still hasn't found a partner. He gets sadder and sadder as the day draws on.
Reginald.
It's useful having a partner to help with the daily chores. The mother blackbird can keep her eggs warm while Dad takes care of dinner.
Now, let's see. 6 worms, a snail for Sunday lunch, and some bread. Oh, this bit's rather big. Right, here we go.
It's all very well for you. I wish I had someone to bring me my dinner. Maybe if I stay out here in the open, my colourful stripes will catch someone's eye. That's it, Andy. Don't give up yet.
The young squirrels do their best to cheer him up.
Save some of those peanuts for me. You'll have to catch me first. You can't see me. I'm behind a tree.
The commotion soon disturbs another pair of garden residents.
Oh, don't tell me it's time to wake up already.
Winter seems to get shorter every year. The hedgehogs have been hibernating in their nest of leaves waiting for the sunshine.
Okay, I just looked at
Fresh
Discord
new
and
smells
saw
to tell them it's spring.
Trill's diorama.
Breakfast time, or is it supper time? Very confusing being asleep.
Way more impressive than I thought a diorama could be.
But what about little Andy? His plan?
May I share it on stream, Trill?
To work.
Hello. I've been watching you from the other twig. Are you all alone? 'Cause
It's
so am
a
I.
Charmander sleeping in
And
a
so,
Pokeball?
Andy finds himself a
Look at that.
friend. Soon, they're planning a family, just like everyone else. All over the garden, there are new arrivals. Down in the pond, the newts are settling into their new home. They're planning a family. The male newt is looking for his partner. Soon, they'll perform a special courtship dance before the female lays her eggs.
That is the Discord, by the way. If anyone
See?
wants
Her
to
tummy's
join, please.
swollen with eggs. Fancy a dance before lunch?
Are you talking to me?
Certainly am, and I'm starving, aren't you?
Oh, crikey. I'm not hanging around here to become lunch.
So the water beetle makes a run for it, and the newts are left to dance. They flick their tails and glide gracefully round each other until the female has had enough.
I'm exhausted. All this dancing around and me about to lay eggs too. Now, let's find a safe place for these babies.
She sticks.
There really is a wide variety of animals in this tape. I thought it was just going to be like a fox
they'll become
and a
baby
mouse, and that's it. We got newts. We got everything.
Back on dry land, the first spring dandelions appear. The warm weather has also woken the tortoise from his winter sleep.
I'm starving. What's for dinner? Let me
Jess, thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Oh, my favorite.
Let me make sure I got these things queued up here. We got 1,000 from Jess for more bells and whistles.
What's all that noise over there? I'm sunbathing.
Sorry. Very
And
tasty.
another for... Now, Jess, do you have a specific request? Because if you want Steam for Swift,
Honestly, how's a slower mental sunbathe without a bit
I can do that, but I'm not going to voluntarily choose that because I've already heard Steam today. If you explicitly request it, though.
In the woodland clearings, the first plants are beginning to stir. Bracken leaves grow towards the light.
We do still need to get...
The leaves are already formed and begin to open out.
We could do Don't Give Up.
Flowers grow on the edge of the wood.
I have sunshine. Don't Give Up version 2.
These bluebells have been chewed by hungry rabbits looking for food.
Good
But the
deal.
primroses have survived. Primrose means first rose. It flowers very early in the year.
Thank you, Jess.
There aren't many insects to eat yet, so there's a scramble for nuts from the feeder. The birds don't know it, but they're being watched. But it's not just Bianca the cat who's interested.
Come on, Kev. I smell peanuts. Wait till I get on my paws on you. Come on, Kev. Get a move on. There'll be none left. Uh-oh. Trouble. Right. Here we go. Supper time. Hey,
Oh, that one guy in the middle is so happy.
You watch out for that cat. Mom? Mom, come back, Mom.
The kittens want their supper too. They're only 1 day old, and they can't see or hear yet. Mother is out giving the mice a fright, and they're helpless without her. But the cheeky mice live to fight another day, and Bianca returns to her kittens and dreams of a mouse for tea tomorrow. It's breakfast time in the yard, and there's a scramble for the birdseed.
Come on, let's get down there.
Bianca! Hey, a cat from Italy.
Pigeons don't care. They'll steal anyone's meal when
We
they're
got
hungry.
Bianca.
Yeah, this is the life. Free nosh, easy pickings. What more could you want?
My friend, one of my friends growing up, whose family was
Your
Italian,
greedy beaks out of it. That's
heritage.
ours. Go and find your own.
He had an albino hamster that he named Bianca.
Are these pigeons causing trouble?
Because I think if you're Italian and you have a pet with white fur, you legally have to name it
barging
Bianca.
in.
Oh, me? Never touched them, Governor. Anyway, there's plenty for all of us.
The pigeons carry on helping themselves. It's the same story every morning.
Oh, these bird sounds.
While the others are eating, the pigeons on the roof notice a hen wandering off by herself.
Here, Flora. Where you going?
I've had enough of this scramble. I'm going to find somewhere quiet to lay my eggs.
And off she goes.
Now, where does everyone else lay their eggs?
The garden's peaceful at this time in the morning. There's just the gentle hum of the masonry bees, who've already started laying their eggs between the bricks in the wall. Bzz, bzz, busy, 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 got to finish the nest. Whoops, got to lay the eggs. Bzz, bzz, busy, got to rush, mustn't fall out. The masonry bees have made nests in these glass tubes between the bricks. They surround their eggs with pollen, so that when the eggs hatch, the larvae will have something to eat. When they're bigger, the larvae will turn into
Ooh, that's just normal chicken.
Exhausting work. Got to have a rest.
Phew. To protect their eggs, the bees even seal up their nests with earth. They're some of the most careful homemakers in the garden.
That's all very well, but I can't lay my eggs in a hole in the wall.
A happy bumblebee.
As Flora continues her search, little does she know, someone's watching her.
There must be somewhere around here.
The fox thinks he's spotted lunch and starts to follow her.
I guess he's slightly tubular.
Meanwhile, in the pond, the damselflies are also laying eggs. The male helps the female by holding her firmly while she leaves her eggs under the lily pad.
Whoops. Out of the way unless you want an egg on your head.
Underneath the leaves, the eggs will be safely hidden from hungry beetles. In the the garden, Flora's so busy thinking about her eggs, she still hasn't noticed the fox.
Where do you swallows lay your eggs?
Us? We go indoors where it's warm and dry. Come on, Flora, I'll show you. I found an empty corner in this stable. The mother swallow uses feathers to line her nest.
Hey, bingo time.
If I were you, Flora, I'd come up here to the
letting me
rafters
know.
with
Congrats
me.
to Storm Stiletto for winning bingo.
When I'm sitting on my eggs, no one would ever know I'm here. It's a lot safer than on the ground, and you'd be out of the way of that fox.
1,000 points to you.
Fox, fox, oh my goodness. Whatever shall I do? Quick, run for it.
The hen is lucky. She escapes back behind the safety of the chicken wire, just in time. And the wily fox has to look elsewhere for his lunch. But Flora learns a lesson too. Everyone has their own safe place to lay eggs, and hers is back in the yard, well away from her inquisitive enemy, the fox. It's spring, and the daisies are in full bloom. In the schoolhouse garden, the birds are gathering on the lawn for breakfast. The robin's collecting scraps for his chicks.
Is every single one of these
And so
little
is the
stories
butler.
the same?
The other birds all squabble over the juiciest tidbits.
It seems like it.
Seamus the cat is watching them, and could be thinking about his breakfast too.
A tasty hunk of bread. No one will notice if I just have that for myself.
Seamus is pretending not to be interested. Perhaps it's too warm to go chasing the birds. But you can never quite tell what the cat's thinking, and the birds fly off just in case. Even the jay on the bird table takes a last crumb and decides to make a dash for it.
Oh, really, what a lot of fuss. To think I'd ever so much as touch a tail feather. Besides, I've got my family to think about.
And off he goes, back to the house, to take over the babysitting from Bianca, the mother cat.
I'm a beetle in a buttercup, and here comes spring. Wash my feelers and wash my wings.
The beetle is not the only one in a good mood.
That's a great song. I wish we had the
The
whole
playful
a
squirrels have
full
noticed that there's
3-minute
no
version of
one on
that
the
song.
bird table. Sally checks the coast is clear before she jumps up.
It's our lucky day. Enough lunch for 20 of us, and we don't even have to search for it.
But her brother Sam is not so sure.
Oh, Sal, it's a bit high. I don't think I can jump that far. Come on, don't be such a baby. All right, but I'll just see whether there's another way up around here. Boys, really tough as old boots when they're climbing trees. Anything harder and they're hopeless. Oh, well, all the more for me.
Nearby, the hungry caterpillars are watching Sam's progress. Now that the birds have gone, it's safe for them to come out and have a good munch.
Do you think he's going to make it? I don't know. Okay, there's no easy way up, so I'll have to close my eyes and jump. Oh, but it's so high. I'll just have a scratch and think about it. Oh, do stop dithering and get on with it.
All right, I'm going to do it.
Oh no, I can't.
Goodness me, we'll be here till tea time waiting for him. One by one, the birds fly back to the bird table to finish their breakfast. And Seamus is on the prowl again, too. Sally spots the greenfinches.
Hey, you're too late. That bacon rind's mine now.
Will, is this another would you rather? 100 bits from Will. Okay.
Towards her.
Hypothetically, this is a fine time to read this, I guess. I'm not really paying attention to the animal story, if I'm honest with you. Hypothetically, a city pays you $5 billion to live in it. That's a lot of money. You would only have to live there for a year, only get paid once you fully moved in.
Scaring the wits out of
It's built on a single long road.
Are getting annoyed.
A Sunday drive would be a 6-month journey.
I'm going to find somebody else to play with.
About time, too. Let the rest of us get on with our breakfast in peace.
So you can't go anywhere.
Sam the squirrel is relieved, too. He comes back for one
That
last
sounds
go at jumping
whimsical
onto the
and
bird.
lovely.
Go on, you can do it.
Okay, Sal, here we go. 1,
What,
2,
is this Bioshock Infinite?
3.
Is the catch that it's a
And at last, Sam settles down
that
for
it's
some
a
breakfast
populist
of his own.
nightmare that ends up getting overrun by terrorists and crashing into the ground? I don't know. I would do it for $5 billion. I just wouldn't go home. Wouldn't go out.
It's a very exciting day at the schoolhouse. Flora the hen's eggs are about to hatch.
Come quick, come quick. The babies are arriving.
Babies? Babies? Wow! Hey! I'm gonna be a dad. Listen, you lot, I'm gonna be a dad. Come quick! The baby chicks have already started to crack their shells and poke their way out with their beaks. There's no time to lose, and the pigeon sets off to spread the news to everyone else. It's hard work being born. Just one more push. Eventually, the tiny chick breaks out, head first, damp and spindly, into the world.
Well, chicky poo.
Oh, where am I? Which way is up? Where's my mum?
He's soon followed by his brothers and sisters.
Will someone turn me the right way up? Don't look at me, I can't stand up either.
The pigeon tells the starling, and soon the word spreads all over the garden. One by one, the chicks hatch, and gradually the animals gather to meet the new arrivals.
I'll be along in a minute. Just got to finish this lettuce leaf. Victor Vole, are you in that log? Come and see the new chicks.
Chicks? Chicks? Who said chicks? But being a cat, Bianca might well harm the baby birds.
You keep well away. Well away, do you hear?
Yes, well away.
Bianca knows she won't get past the dogs, and gives up. The chicks have all hatched now. They're still quite weak, but as they begin to get stronger, they're able to stand up without help. They're also getting hungry. Their feathers are drying out too, and they're starting to get their fluffy yellow color. Apart from one little brown one, who was the first to be born.
Quite cute, really, aren't they, Trev? You going soft or something?
The tadpoles have heard the news too, thanks to a gossipy water beetle.
Off for the latest report. Oh, crikey, maybe not. There's a cat
I love
up
the
there.
small rodents with friends named like Kev and Trev.
One by one, all the animals
very
leave their
British.
food and make their way to the yard. The news has spread to the woods, and the deer leaves her snack to have a closer look. The chicks are a few hours old now, and their feathers are completely dry. They look like fluffy bundles. They're getting stronger too, and some of them are trying to flap their wings.
Look at me! I can do it! Look at me!
But they have one unwelcome visitor. One of the little brown ones has decided to explore. And quick as a flash, the fox darts across the yard, but the chicken wire has been fixed tightly, and he can't get in.
Oh, bother. Good job, too. Leave the little ones alone.
So the fox moves off, and the chicks settle down safely for the evening. They have many lessons to learn about their enemy the fox, but that can wait until tomorrow.
28 minutes on the tape counter in this approximately 50-minute
Oh, my
video.
goodness.
How are y'all doing?
Do something. Go and get help. The wasp is stuck, but none of the other insects quite know what to do. We're not big enough to turn him over. You'd think these silly wasps would learn not to go into the water if they can't get out.
Oh, it's the little Mario 64 skimmer buddies.
Excuse me, chaps, but we've got bigger things to worry about than that wasp.
What do you mean?
There's a great big beetle larva moved in and he's not very friendly. Oh, this is a nice pond full of good things to eat.
The other creatures sense the danger. Oh, crikey. Come on, kids. The newt tries to hide in the weed, but he's not quick enough.
Oh, no, not me.
Hide! Hide! But it's too late. The vicious beetle larva catches his lunch. I hope it doesn't come out of the pond.
It's all right for you, but we've got to live with it. How are we going to protect ourselves?
The newts ask around the garden for help.
Okay, this one has drama and suspense.
Well, I always find that having a nice hard shell stops anybody from getting any funny ideas about eating me.
High up in the treetops, the bumblebees have an idea too. We've got stings in our tails. If anyone tries to eat us, they'd get a nasty surprise. A short, sharp sting! Don't be daft. That's no good if you're a newt. Newts don't have stings. The insect is right, of course. Meanwhile, the beetle larva is looking around for pudding.
Oh, no, he can't still be hungry. There must be some way to protect ourselves.
Hey, you over there. What would you do? The deer knows that a clever disguise can work wonders. My brown coat helps me blend in with the trees. Anyone who wants to chase me has to find me first. But the wood ants have a different trick.
Oh, no. You see, the best thing to do when you're in trouble is to stick together. There's safety in numbers, and when there are lots of us, we can fight off our enemies.
On the lawn, the hedgehog rolls into a tight ball.
Our enemies get a nose full of prickles if they come near us. That's all very well, but it doesn't help us. Let's ask Terry the Toad. He's always got an answer.
Terry the Toad at your service? Did somebody call?
Yeah, that nasty beetle larva is after the tadpoles.
Well, he won't get past me. I'm bigger than he is. The beetle larva takes one look at Terry and heads for the weeds.
That's seen him off.
Thanks, Uncle Terry. My pleasure, son. It's beginning to grow dark around the schoolhouse.
What a lovely nap.
You know, the sensible thing is to come out at night when no one can see you. The badger cubs have the same idea. It's safer for them to hunt for food under the cover of darkness. The garden is full of dangers, but all the animals have a trick up their sleeve to keep them out of trouble. How to keep safe is a lesson everyone has to learn. It's a busy morning in the garden. Down in the woods, the ants are getting ready to go to work.
Come on, quick, march all together. You slicking at the back there.
They hurry out of their nest and set out on a long journey. Higher and higher up the tree they climb, as the branches get thinner and thinner. Finally, they reach a colony of aphids, who live at the very tips of the branches. The aphids produce sweet drops of honeydew, which ants love to drink.
The ants carry it back to their nest to feed their young.
Oh, I need a rest.
Hey, come on, lazy bones, we need help. Backwards and forwards they'll go, all day long. Over on the rhododendron bush, it's just as busy. The bumblebees are up early to get the best nectar from the flowers. Like the ants, the bees take food back to their nests. Then they'll make it into honey.
Owls and owls was out to rest. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I think you missed a bit here.
These seem to be reversed.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Meanwhile, inside the schoolhouse, the kittens are a few weeks old. They're beginning to explore, and they're full of mischief.
I tell you, this rug's alive. Don't be silly, Jaffa. It's only a carpet. Look at me, everyone!
The kittens are warm and happy indoors, but outside the wind is picking up.
Oh, no. It looks like rain.
There's a storm brewing. Socks the puppy doesn't like the thunder and heads for her kennel. Down comes the rain.
It's gonna get dark soon.
And the animals run for cover. Come on, boys! Quick march back to the nest on the double!
You chicks come along now, shelter under my wings. Right, Mum. Oh, it's going all dark. Get a move on, Sal. It's going to pour.
Oh, what cute little guys.
But soon, the storm dies down. The wet garden is a paradise for the snails.
It's all wet. Yippee!
The snails love the rain, and while the other animals are all sheltering, they come out for a celebration. It's party time, and all the slugs and snails join in the dance. Round and round they go, leaving their silvery trails behind them. At the end of the dance, they slither back to
Snuggle
their
Snail
flower pots for a rest.
It's wonderful.
The snails aren't the only ones who enjoy the rain. There's nothing like a shower to bring out the tasty worms. Wise old Terry the Toad has spotted a snack. But Terry's got competition from the frog.
That worm's mine.
Why, hello.
Not if I get there first, it isn't.
Right,
Oh, it's
jump for it.
It's a snuggle snail.
Missed.
Thank you.
Now, where did it land?
Oh, look at that.
But the worm has escaped, and the frog and the toad have to look somewhere else for a snack.
Do you need a mic?
Here, little worm, come
Okay.
to Terry Wary.
Thank you for the visit. Very relevant. Snaby is very relevant. Snaby is always relevant.
Hey, was that you? No. La-di-da-di-da-da. It wasn't me either.
There's a strange noise in the garden, and it's disturbing everybody's breakfast.
I'm hungry. Here, look, Trev. It's a baby jackdaw. Where did you come from, then? I fell out of my nest. Well, what's your name, and where's your mum and dad? I'm Joe, and I don't know. I've lost them, and I'm too young to feed myself.
The little jackdaw calls out to Flora the hen for help, but she's got worries of her own.
Oh, don't look at me. It's the first time my chicks have been in the garden, and they're driving me crazy, running all over the place. I'm trying to teach them how to catch grubs, which is harder than it looks. Mum, can I do it?
Oh, I'm so proud of my babies. They're so clever.
I hang of this. I'm bored.
Gradually, the chicks learn to feed themselves. The little jackdaw watches them enviously. But Flora's too busy to notice. The chicks are a week old and she's showing them off to her friends.
Oh, haven't they grown, Flora? They are doing well. Why, thank you, Mary. Now come along and stay near me.
Joe's still hungry. Then she spots the wood ants. They're carrying something tasty.
What's that juicy green grub down there?
Come on, boys, put your backs into it.
Oh, if only I could get off this table.
Sorry, old girl, you can't have this, already taken.
Oh, but it looks so good just to nibble.
Sorry, it's got to feed hundreds of us. Pull, men, pull!
Oh, dear. Hey, a starling. Over here!
Joe tries to attract the starling's attention, but she can't stop. She's got to feed her own babies.
Please, just a little, please. Mom, I want some more beetles!
Sorry, I've no time to feed anyone else's chicks.
My tummy's rumbling.
But the starling just carries on feeding her babies while poor little Joe can do nothing but watch and feel hungry. Meanwhile, over in the nettle patch, the caterpillars are waking up for their breakfast.
Nothing like a nice juicy nettle.
The jackdaw watches from the table and wonders.
Do jackdaws eat caterpillars?
I don't know, but you're not going to eat me.
Don't worry, I can't fly yet anyway.
Joe's hungry squawking attracts Bianca's attention.
This tape is so long and so British. The voice acting is very good.
We've got plenty of food down here if you care to come and join us.
But it's literally like the same story with the same characters in the same
with Bianca
situation every
wouldn't
time.
be a good idea. And
At
besides,
least,
someone has finally taken pity on the poor jackdaw.
It's not captivating
Sometimes
me enough.
baby animals that have lost their parents have to be looked after by humans.
Oh, the poor little
But the
fluffy
jackdaw
bird.
doesn't mind, as long as she gets her food.
I do like
So,
bird eating.
the schoolhouse is peaceful again, and the kittens can settle down to a morning nap. In the pond, the water snail is settling down to a bit of pondweed when all of a sudden there's a tremendous commotion. The beetle has been disturbed by a very boisterous tadpole.
Hey, everybody, look at me! My legs have grown!
Yes, that happens to all tadpoles.
But I'm the first tadpole in the pond to have legs this year! I'm better than all the other tadpoles!
And he splashes around, showing off to his parents.
Now, son, don't go boasting.
Fine pair of legs, though, you must admit.
I can't wait to show them to my friends. All right, but don't swim too far away, will you, Tony? Oh, don't fuss, Mum. I'm nearly grown up now.
And off he
God, these voices.
kicking his new legs behind him. Outside the pond, there have been other changes in the garden. The baby wrens have hatched. They may be the garden's smallest birds, but they're still very hungry.
Mom! Mom, where are you?
Seamus the cat hears them calling.
Mom!
Shh, I'm here. Keep your voices down, the cat can hear you.
Oh, don't panic, missus. I'm far too busy watching the tadpoles.
Tony's still practicing his swimming. Most amusing.
Whee! Oh, mind out! Sorry.
Tony, I hope you're behaving yourself down there.
Of course, Dad.
Those tadpoles have grown up so quickly.
I wonder how long it will be before they leave the pond.
ages yet, you old bully. They've got to grow front legs first. How tiresome. Maybe I could go and worry a moth instead.
Oh, what did that boy
The
tell
cinnamon
us?
moth is
We might
looking
just
for a
need to
shady
adjust
leaf
the tracking on
to
our
lay her
VCR.
tiny yellow eggs. These eggs will hatch into caterpillars in no time. Over in the woods, a family of ferrets has moved in. These sleepy babies are only a few days old, and they can hardly move.
Oh, goodness, you babies can't sleep here. Come inside right now, the lot of you. It's not safe to sleep outside with that cat wandering about. What? What's happening? I was having a dream.
So apparently,
Mom.
ferrets are Scottish, canonically.
Now that's better. You'll be safe there while I get supper.
Seamus is still watching, while Tony the Tadpole darts backwards and forwards without a care in the world. Unknown to him, he's in grave danger from the beetle larva.
Tony, look out! I'm all right.
Not the beetle larva again.
Oh, help!
Oh my god, Tony's dead.
But it's too late. The little tadpole is no match for the vicious jaws of the beetle larva, and his mother can do nothing to save her son.
That is a horrifying beetle
Tony,
larva.
I told you not to go too far.
Now you're dead, Tony.
There's nothing you could have done, dear. It could have been any of us.
Of course, the beetle larva has to eat to survive, just like the other creatures.
We still have other babies, dear, and soon they'll have legs too.
As the beetle larva finishes his meal, the other tadpoles vow to stick together from now on. And as the excitement dies down, Seamus also makes his way back to the schoolhouse for his dinner.
Oh. Thank you, Derek Griffiths. And Jane and Teresa and Nigel. Well, that was Animal Antics. Spring. Don't go swimming or you'll die. What a lovely tape. It almost wore out its welcome for me, but we ended it at 45 minutes, and that's good enough for me. We've gotten through quite a nice stack of tapes, actually, which I'm happy about, because Woody Woodpecker and Golf Goofs were both nothing. And we weren't that interested in sticking around for the full, entirely one-sided history of California's missions. Good stack, good stream. What did we have up next? We have 1,000 bits from Jess and another 1,000 bits from Jess. Thank you, Jess, for a long-awaited favorite. I think it's been a while since we've seen it. More bells and whistles. Let's do it. Oh, sometimes OBS just freezes. All right, there we go. I really want to learn to play the instrument that's just a huge marble column jutting out of a hole in the floor with a horn that you shoot balls out of to hit little pegs. That is the other three guitars, isn't it? That very well could be the same sample. The wow melons are amazing too. All right, thank you, Jess. I am going to pop for our next song, courtesy of Jess, and in honor of Swift. Here is Don't Give Up, but the version that we've only seen once because it was not conveniently located on the tape at the time. I can finally get a clean recording of this, so hooray. Thank you, Jess. This is not the hugging version. It's the fully dramatized version. After this, on the tape is Shock the Monkey and Mercy Street, and then we're on to Sledgehammer, I Don't Remember, Red Rain, and Don't Give Up version 1, which I have already. So this is the 6th of 8 songs that I'm getting clips of.
In this proud land we grew up strong. We were wanted all along. I was taught to fight, taught to win. I never thought I could fail. No fight left, or so it seems. I am a man whose dreams have all deserted. I've changed my face, I've changed my name, but no one wants you when you lose. Don't give up, 'cause you have friends. Don't give up, you're not me.
The song was inspired by the Depression-era photographs of Dorothea Lange, showing poverty-stricken Americans in Dust Bowl conditions. Gabriel saw these images, felt that a song based on it was appropriate in the difficult economic conditions in the UK under the premiership of Margaret Thatcher.
Thought that we'd be last to go. It is so strange the way things turn. Drove the night toward my home, the place that I was born, on the lakeside. As daylight broke, I saw the earth, the trees had burned down to the ground. Don't give up, you still have us.
Gabriel composed lyrics about a man whose unemployment causes stress in his domestic relationship. He had watched a TV program about the consequences of unemployment on family life and said that it played into my own problems at that time. I think a combination of that and domestic difficulties. The verses sung by Gabriel describe the man's feelings of isolation, loneliness, and despair. The chorus is sung by Bush offer words of hope and encouragement.
Rest your head. You worry too much. It's gonna be alright. When times get rough, you can't fall back on us. Don't give up. Please don't give up. Got to work hard to feel.
title, Don't Give Up, was something that Gabriel's former wife Jill would say when he was experiencing emotional difficulties. Quoting Jill, "When he gets into a very deep depression, I'm always saying don't give up." I think the song is very much about us.
Don't give up now. We're proud of who you are. Don't give up. You know it's never been easy. Don't give up, 'cause I believe there's a place where we belong.
It's a good song. As far as not very upbeat Peter Gabriel songs go. You want to just do Shock the Monkey next, so we don't end on this one? I gotta capture it anyway. Don't give up, don't give up. Maybe for the next stream we can do rapid fire tape clearing. Just get them off the shelf, you know. Here is Shock the Monkey as a special bonus. Thank you again to Peter Gabriel and his people for not suing us. This single is from 1982, and apparently this music video got heavy playtime in the early days of MTV. Hey, all right. So that's Peter Gabriel. We have successfully gotten through and recorded digitally every video on this tape except for Mercy Street. So if anyone wants to, if anyone ever wants to hear Mercy Street and see the video for it, that's on the table. But for now, folks, we are done, I believe, for today. Thank you so much for being here. What have we learned? We learned that Woody Woodpecker is a lie. We got some nursery rhymes while I made oatmeal. We learned a lot about breastfeeding and diaper changing, which I may just preemptively cut out of the video before uploading it to YouTube, just to be safe. The big plane trip. We learned about Switzerland. That was fun. We learned that golf goofs were a lie, sadly. And we got a very cursed recording of Field of Dreams. And then we learned that there's a lot of revisionist history in California. And then we learned that animals are British. This was a great time. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your input on tapes. Sorry that some of them didn't work out because they weren't what they claimed to be. Yeah, hooray. I'll be back here Wednesday at 10. See you for more Golden VCR. That one. That's the one. Okay. Cool. I'm going to click the button before anyone can Peter Gabriel me. Ha ha ha. Goodbye.